And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Together Reroll, episode 10.
Woohoo!
We are missing people!
Double digits.
Sadness.
Oh, man. Between episode 9 and 10, 2 characters died.
Yeah, they
No.
do not take life anymore, and they just jumped over.
No, just kidding.
They're not here because they haven't actually.
Okay, so Levon is unable to make it today, or Davros, what you know him as.
The Blue Elf.
And Katrina will be here shortly, hopefully within about half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Hey,
but
yeah.
she's on her way. She is listening to us, and hopefully she'll be here without any delay. But besides that, we have another character arc to go. Yeah.
Yes, we do. Let's see. Who
Ginger's
are we
over there. I didn't
introducing?
even know Ginger was over there.
Yeah.
She was just staring me down. I'm like, really? You give me that bullshit again?
We are introducing.
I hope today is fluffy.
Who we would? Yeah, we
No,
don't know.
actually, so the two that we're going to be doing is Davros and Davros. I keep doing that. Davros and Derek. But I want to do Derek because Davros is not here, and I want him to be here when we give his art away, or at least Katrina, because they're
At least Katrina.
at least
so.
Katrina. I want to see his face because both of them are sexy. But without his mask, this is
Oh, but his mask.
Derek. There is no mask on this one. He's naked.
Oh,
he's
but
naked.
oh, he's got his mask on his belt.
Who is that guy?
Does he?
We don't know this. Who's this?
Yeah.
Surprised he drew
What
that
have you
without
done
his
with Derek's clothes?
Took his floor, man.
Thing.
But that
Anyway.
I love the
You know-
smolder on this one.
Oh, I know. This is
That's
like,
the smolder.
Here comes the smolder. And here's the.
We were just talking about
We just started.
Yay!
Yay!
I appreciate your overwhelming joy.
It's been a long day, man.
So we were just showing off Derek here.
Yeah.
And his smolder.
Ooh.
And he's naked because he has no mask on.
It's really good.
That's okay.
That's dangerous.
Dangerous and wild.
That's right.
Be right back with my
Brandon
shit
Black
to
was
take
good.
care
You're naked.
He's
that again?
sexy and you know it.
I'm
I love the
surprised.
red
Yes.
plume
What
on
you
the
did
top.
I approve. 2 thumbs up. That's right.
And a snap.
There's that.
Ah, yes.
You look good in those
Go ahead and set
very
it over by.
trimming armor pieces.
But there's a lot of detail in there. You got to look real close
I
because
love it. Yes, you got everything.
and the challenge with that, and I'm a extremely amateur artist compared to Corinne
You've
here.
done no art whatsoever.
Oh no, I have, but I can't do. I can do inanimate much better than I can do animated, and particularly
Oh,
people.
yeah.
The scale is so
Look
important. But the black on black on black essentially
No,
makes
yeah,
it
when-
very challenging.
When
for-
you were giving the description of Derek, and then when she asked for the character art, I'm just like, oh dear.
I only work in blacks and sometimes
Black leather,
shades
black
of gray.
pants, black shirt, black hat, black mask,
And black man.
and black boots.
so
I'm just like, great.
you know,
Black man.
speaking for Corinne here
Don't
because she
say
was.
that. Don't say that.
Corinne was talking with me when she was putting him together, and she really had to play with like essentially lighting was creating the textures and the shapes and the types of materials that should have how much
begged
reflection would
for
come off of
another-
this.
she begged for another color. So I told her to do a little bit more grays and add a red.
Actually, the
I
red.
gave her another color, red, for the,
Yeah.
the feather.
But I said it first without even asking, and then I talked to you in the convention. Because with all the respects, I painted those kind of miniatures before, just black, and it is one hard thing to do.
Because you have to
She
work
could have
it
added
out.
a red cape.
Dip it
She
in
did-
and
she-
shake
oh.
off. You're done.
No capes. No capes.
Jace, you kill my soul every time. But anyway, Katrina will be here in just a moment as she's getting herself a picture ready. She just returned from her personal life, being responsible. But yeah, anyway, we are going to continue on. If we have no more
Interruptions.
announcements for anything else, I don't believe we do. Besides, happy holidays, everyone. This is the time that it's about to come out. But
Yes, by now Christmas music has started playing
Oh,
everywhere in every single
most
store.
definitely. It's already started
You mean it's the
playing.
day before Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to
So
say
after
something.
Halloween,
Everyone, I do have to say
No,
something.
those also kill you.
did?
Hey, wait!
Oh God.
I have to say something.
What?
Sorry for headphone users. I want to give a quick shout out to all that are unfortunately having a very tough time with the fires. My heart goes out to
Southern
you.
California friends.
And I
And
hope-
Northern California friends.
Yeah, it's hit a lot of people, including us. Not our house, fortunately, which is why we're still recording, but it's hit a few of our friends, and my heart goes out to you, and I hope for the best of you. But without further ado, shall we get ready for another episode of Together Reroll?
Let's go.
I want to play different games.
So, just a little bit of recap as you get ready, Katrina. Don't worry, we love you. Just a little recap so that we remember what's going on. So, from the city of Zion, the police states essentially, quickly making yourselves
Scarce?
in direct eyesight of all the police officers, in terms of being ridiculous to the point they say, yeah, whatever, on the National Do Not Give a Fuck Day. I will say that.
It was
every
shift
time.
change.
Yeah, it was a shift change.
They were drinking booze.
They were drinking the booze in the bag that was confiscated.
Confiscated.
It was the superior disguises that saved us.
It's clearly.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
And then you found a
After
magic
we rolled
shop,
that, huh?
That's right.
which
You turned
the
into a draft hero?
strange, exotic owner of this Fey-like magic shop got very flirty with one of you people. It was a very interesting shopping episode.
You
Yet it
people?
was
What do you mean, you people?
anyway,
She couldn't help herself.
you were definitely unique.
It's the hat.
Yes, clearly.
Totally.
So, making yourself through the city of Zion, getting paid, getting to the shipyard, the sky shipyard, getting your tickets, finding some unique abilities with a skeletal bird, and a new puppy, formed from the very shadow energies of your soul that crawled out of your chest and changed that same bird, annoying a lot of finches.
Oh, he came from the blackness of my soul.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome miniature, by the way, of the shadow wolf.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
no-
people
another one
haven't
painted
seen
by
that yet,
Charlie.
have they? Yeah, you printed that one yourself.
Yeah, my print. Charlie painted it.
Charlie painted it. Yeah.
Damn.
Foxfire.
Foxfire. Charlie Foxfire. I hope she's
Yeah.
okay if we set up for name.
No, she's okay with it.
Oh, she was okay. But after dealing with that, you got loaded onto this first-time airship. Seeing its uniqueness in its design, using its gravity-defying mechanics of flying through the air, and got acquainted with some characters on the ship. From the princess that had her personal bodyguard, taking up a good chunk of the ship, individual with a big, unnerving smile as he carried on a bunch of knickknacks upon his back, from just backpacks and backpacks and backpacks with a hand-drawn carriage of the same design, followed by big 10-foot by 8-foot steel crates loaded onto the vessel, along with the 2-story tall 6-wheeler cart drawn and pulled by 6 war horses.
Wow.
It was quite a vessel indeed, along with a couple other passengers that were less than noteworthy compared to those individuals. You loaded onto the cart along with yourselves, and with all due respects, you kind of pull the same attention as the other people here. So this is the vessel of okay. You traveled through the air, felt your first flight, and unfortunately, quickly found out that there was something amiss. As Derek started to explore and follow whoever was tailing you guys and listening to your conversations, after getting acquainted with the Horn Damask, the company that sells exotic animals, finding some questionable acts, maybe, possibly. You followed the trail and found that the steel boxes have been tampered with, and unfortunately have been tampered enough with that something broke out. As a undead beholder and a death kiss made its presence known as you went back to the top of the deck, tried to raise the alarms, but unfortunately it was not soon enough. As a battle broke out, a quick, tough battle of various people falling over, nearly falling to their deaths, 3,000 feet below, as Derek, Hazel got lucky. Derek, you went over, got caught by a rope, and we had Sparks and Eck weighing down, luckily being the 2 heaviest people on the ship. weighing down the death kiss that was trying to throw him off. Derek, you succeeded with some impressive flair, using a dexterity, acrobatics check of DC 25, exactly what you needed to use the 100-foot rope that nearly dislocated your leg, and to swing around using the air currents of the air, 3,000 feet in the air, to get to the other side and deal the final blow, or not deal the final blow, but to help tie down Ek as a slow spell. Hit the death kiss and drug Ek all the way to the other side with a mighty across the deck, up the stairs, knocking a couple people aside with a scream. Oh, where's the Willingham scream?
Wilhelm scream.
Oh, it was
A little louder.
Your scream is weak sauce.
There we go. With a couple of those, as you hit the other side, as you hit the back side of the ship, and it separated itself with you from the sheer force of it, and the various people helping you. And luckily they did, because unfortunately the dice were not with you that day. But it seemed, out of some sort of miracle, everyone has remained on the ship, at least above, on the top side of the ship, has remained on the ship without falling to their deaths. As the captain comes out screaming asunder of what the hell is going on, of this classic. Oh, hold on. Where is my notes about him? I need to refresh myself. As the crew are just getting there, as the crew that saw this happen with this only 12 seconds, maybe 18 seconds that have gone by, not even that, are still gathering themselves, still trying to calm down from the situation, with the still undead beholder now slain again on the top side of the ship.
Still on the ship, yeah.
With this
Slate again.
well-dressed rogue female surrounded by her guard, clapping her hands with a very feminine mother facial features, with golden hair going down that had been tied up, and I still do not know those braids. I looked it up and I could not find it. It's hard to look for something on the internet when you don't know the name. But anyway, it has the hair loops going up once and twice just to make a little fancy hairstyle. It has a little plume in the back, which unfortunately the wind is kind of making a little less nice. Starts clapping and just seems to be very enjoyed of this display of skill and treacherous deeds against one act to basically between evil and good, essentially, is what she named it. The captain comes above ground. A tall but medium-built man, dressed in his red and orange naval uniform, very traditional. Almost looks like he's getting ready for it. It almost looks like he's it's one of those naval uniforms that it looks like it's meant more for viewing pleasure than actual functional purposes, but yet he's wearing it in his normal guards, along with the other deck officers that are following him in suit, which is the chief mate and second mate, which are also dressed just as fine, suggesting that the captain is more of a traditionalist and a stickler for that kind of mindset. With a grizzled oval face, accompanied with a basic fascia hair, which is not a pencil, but it's a little bit thicker that goes up and around. I'm not quite sure which one it is. There's a specific name for that one as well.
Pencil mustache?
It's not a pencil mustache, but it goes from the chin up, over, and down again.
It's called a Fu Manchu.
It's a
Well, that would be long.
No, Fu Manchu goes right here.
Oh, okay.
okay.
All right, I thought it came down too.
I thought
Because we're,
if you know what I'm talking about, say it in the description below. Comments below. Anyway,
We do descriptions.
descriptions. With short brown hair, as he starts yelling like a madman, no cussing though. As he starts giving orders to the crewmates, what would you like to do during this state of chaos that is trying to be stapled down onto the ground by the captain and by his higher mates?
Stapled
I
down.
take 2 tentacles.
Meaning he's trying to get control of the situation, and he's
I'm gonna see if there's anything like. I'm searching the specifically the beholder. Now that I'm free.
okay. Make an investigation check while that's happening.
I take 2 of the tentacles.
I'll have to do that.
I walk over to Derek I grab his hand, I put it up, I say, take a bow.
It was nothing.
I'm going down under below and looking for this monocle man who must be responsible for this. I'm going to take his nuts off in my mouth. Spit him
Does
overboard.
it have to be in your mouth?
They have to be to bite him off.
Captain.
Going over to the captain as he's going, and he's going. At this point, he's at the beholder, just going, "But what?
9.
Sorry, what my voice just went." Anyway, he's like, "Right, gray scars." As he's taking a small dagger and just kind of lifting one of the tentacles. Who's responsible for this?
I killed it.
Thank you! And he goes over, takes your hand. He looks over to one of his mates. Looks like a dwarf individual with a short trimmed beard that has been braided into 3 separate braids to keep it down. And the wind is still tossing them, but it's not as bad if they were just out in the open. As he whispers in the ear, Barry, right? Of course.
9.
I'm keeping these. Wiggle the 2 tentacles I picked up.
Oh, sure. You got 2 rotten tentacles. They
Captain?
smell putrid.
Captain.
Alright.
Apparently you were carrying some hazardous cargo. This victory was brought to you by Flynn and friends.
And you specifically point out that each one has
Yes.
you hear the clapping between the gusts of wind of the princess. Well, I call her princess. She looks like a princess, honestly.
Take a bow.
To you guys, clapping towards you as you guys are taking a bow and stuff like that. The captain takes a look around. He does not have his hat on, as he does not have his hat on, but the rest of his garment and the little tassels on his shoulder are just going nuts right now because of the wind. As he's just looking around, looking at each one of you. Are you still up there?
I'm on my way. I'm walking toward the
Okay.
toward the.
As you guys hear the thud, 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 thud of this
I'm still raging, by the way.
rather fast turtle going downstairs. The captain just looks at one of you and goes, "What the hell is that?
That was Eck.
Where is he going?"
I think he's going to apprehend the person who released the creatures on the ship.
Oh,
Said he wanted
I
to
want
eat
to
balls.
see. As he starts going towards Egg as well. So the captain and the first mate start following the direction.
Where are you, monocle man?
I must point out this is
How do you
who
know
he
it's
thinks
Monaco
is
Man
responsible. Not who he is, but
We're not sure who's responsible for letting them loose. We are absolutely sure who's responsible for putting them down.
On the way,
And it wasn't
as you guys
easy.
are traveling down to the lower decks of the ship, getting to the first underbelly of the ship, you find yourself in the much less loud, but still equally as chilly, hearing the high whistle sounds of the air passing small little areas of the ship. You find the various crates upon crates upon crates, and you get to the point where you saw the big steel crates downstairs as you're having this conversation, and you see the 2 giant. It was like an 8-foot by 10-foot steel safe, steel and heavy wooden safe with a bunch of locks on it. That has just been torn open like an orange on one side. It's not like they did the whole thing. There's like one side it's been opened up, like it's think of it like you take a soda can and you quite literally just grab it, twist it, and pull it off. That's what it looks like.
Isn't that special?
Along with 3 corpses.
No, no one else is downstairs with you except me, right? So-
Well,
I'm
for
searching.
a few seconds as you're getting your surroundings, as you see 3 corpses next to the one that had the death kiss in it, which was the left side of the
all right.
ship.
I want to look at the corpses. Are any of them the monocled man?
Okay, so 3 corpses, you see what look to be normal patrons of individuals that were wearing basic clothing. Looks like one of them had a short sword and another one had actually a great sword with them. And both of them were wearing basic clothing. It's hard to tell what they look like because they're actually mummified. Looks like every ounce of their all bodily fluids have been sucked.
I won't smell that.
Yes.
And the other one looks looks. Make an investigation check before I continue talking. What train?
He's dead. That's about all I'm going to be able to say here.
Maybe.
I'm still searching through the.
Hey, wait a minute. I rolled a 16.
It's not bad. Wow,
So where's that make it, a
train
7?
maybe seems not bad, isn't it? Anyway, so you're doing this at the same time as the rest of the crew, including the captain of the ship, is going downstairs, and you hear the footsteps behind you of the people. And at this point, you guys have to go pretty much either a single alleyway, because this is not right music for this next situation.
That's better.
That's
You mean
better.
you don't want it to be peaceful?
No, it's not peaceful right now. Fuck! Well, if you want to do that, go somewhere else.
We got a room.
I don't get tired.
Gotten off.
That's a different product of War Forge, okay? That's the Red District one, okay? Change the subject! I went down that alley and I
wonder if it has
regret.
vibration.
Where were we? Ah, yes. So, 16 on the investigation. Female. Not human. It has some sort of crossbreeds. It didn't have any fur. And it was more... going through the mechanics of it, possibly a half-orc is what you can gather. It was definitely half-human of some sorts. It was humanoid, but judging by the body, because when there's no water in the skin kind of gets dark, so it's a little hard to tell what this creature was. But by judging on its body shape and what it was, and the tusks that are not common enough to be full orc, it's probably a half. But seeing the tusks, it definitely set you off like, that's what?
There. Now, do I recall if the workers on the ship were wearing the same clothing, like a uniform, or
Based on the investigation check of what you just rolled, I'll use that. These were definitely different patrons of the ship.
Okay.
That were just, because there's about
Not that it
10,
matters too
there's
much, I
about
don't
10
think.
other patrons of the ship that are included here, because there were, if you remember correctly, there was like 10 other wagons.
seems
But a
these?
lot of them have stayed in their rooms. For those that have windows, or those, and not really on top deck because it's too bloody cold. And two, it's they don't really want to be in the way of the workers of the ship.
Not like us.
But this half-orc was actually one of the crew members.
Oh, okay.
And judging by its clothing and the thicker clothing that it had, and also the calluses on its hands, it was definitely some sort of technical.
All right.
This is the time where the captain and also the first mate and second mate, second mate and chief mate and second mate come over, and they, you hear the captain just go, "By the gods," and takes out a small handkerchief.
I guess I'm coming out of my rage now.
At this point, yes.
You know how hard I want to stamp my foot right now. I want to stamp my leg right now and find that man who released these creatures. Where are you? Come out, you.
Who are you looking for?
Man with a monocle. He's got a glass eye thing.
I'm still looking through the beholder.
But how can you be so sure it was him?
Sword Pontifex, where are you? He starts yelling at him, Sword Pontifex! And then suddenly you hear of several different locks being unlocked. And suddenly, yes? What do you need, Captain? Get over here!
Alright, I wait
As he
for...
starts marching towards the back part of the ship where his actual wagon was, and you hear several arguments as he marches through, and he knows the ship a lot better than you, and it's clear that he knows the path to get there as quickly as possible. So,
Alright, so I could hear this, but didn't see him open up the door.
no, this was hearing it when he was still
Right.
unlocking it, so you have no idea where he unlocked himself,
Got it.
but it was definitely towards the wagon. As you hear various different arguments, and does anyone know Gnomish?
Gnomish?
I'm not down there.
Oh, you don't know Mish.
I know Gnomish.
It's a. Okay.
Are you down there though?
I was staying up on top.
I'm still looking through the.
I was
folder.
pissed.
I
I've come out of
haven't
my
said
rage
anything.
though. I've come out of my
I'm
rage.
working on
I
my
mostly
project.
want to make sure you don't hurt the guy before we find out for sure if it's the guy. It could not be
Single-minded, man.
It might not be him.
It may not
Yeah,
be, but
How do you know it is him?
At all, actually. Yeah.
I was going to be talking to the princess.
And then work on my project.
I know. It's just.
So I'd like to go down and
Okay. A couple of the deck officers stay with you guys, just especially some of the crew. They're just like, you guys are the most powerful things on the ship. I'm sticking with you, kind of deal. And there's actually a few people behind you. As one of the deck officers turns to one and says, "Get back to work! We still have a ship to fly." As the majority of them disperse. Hazel, baby girl, I'm getting to that. Don't worry, Hazel. It takes you a few moments as he does go out a distance for a little bit from the wind, but you catch up easily, no problem. And you roll a perception check real quick, since you're first one to see.
so since I don't have my level 6 character sheet printed, just tell me because I don't remember. Did proficiency bonus go up?
No,
Okay, cool.
At the break, I'm going to print you your character sheet because
Thank
for
you.
some reason I forgot that you don't print your character sheets. But okay.
I worked 2 different jobs today.
Great!
So that's a 10.
Okay. That's right, you don't have proficiency.
No, I do have proficiency. I rolled a 4 plus 6.
Ooh.
I take that back.
Yep.
Okay,
Wow.
so you
Yep,
get
starting
there
the game
and
off
you
strong.
have
Your
a
eyes haven't
conversation
adjusted to the
of
light,
this
darkness.
quiet, tense conversation as Sir. I can't remember the names today.
Sir Foxfire.
Sir Panafix, as you heard him, the small flamboyant gnome with his poofy pants and colorful outfit of a noble's, almost like a nobleman, but a fine businessman with his gold and silver monocle, with his white, just pure white eye, a blind eye on his left side. So, I believe left side. Yes, left eye. And he's just in the midst of this conversation. You get about there, and so, sir, I guarantee you, with all due respects, I did everything humanly, pompously. He turns over to.
I'm reaching over to pick him up and put him up against the wall.
Oh, okay. Make a athletics.
Can I? Is there any way I can stop him before that?
Businessman just slopped jaw face of like, I don't really want to deal with this shit. What the hell's going on? Why is everyone screaming?
Is
And then
there any
suddenly-
way I can stop him before he
I'm
gets
not.
there?
I'm not actually
So-
trying to do damage. I'm just picking him up.
Can I-
He's small.
So you were charging after him. She was in front of you. So you would have to push her out of the way, push the captain
You
out
got
of the way.
in front of me. How'd you get in front of me?
She's alone.
Okay. All right.
She's fast.
So now that we've established that you're in front of me,
Because she said.
Now,
that
how will she
immediately
stay in
left.
front of you?
all right,
Is the
fine.
question.
I push her aside. I'm just coming out of
Do you
rage.
resist?
Yeah.
Okay, make a athletics check versus acrobatics athletics check.
Okay.
Actually, you're trying to resist him, so it would be athletics. Because you're physically trying to stop him.
Okay. Oh, shit.
That's a solid 9.
What am I rolling to?
Acrobatics, athletics.
No, athletics, because
Athletics.
this is a strength thing.
Oh wait, athletics. Come on.
You almost-
You
Okay.
have proficiency.
I have a 10.
I'm like making my heels and pushing against
I rolled a
it
3.
slowly.
So, Hazel, as you're sliding, trying to stop him, as this snapping turtle, bigger than you, that
That one
weighs
is nuts.
literally twice your weight, I presume, maybe 3 times your weight, starts pushing forward as you actually, she's got some heft in her, surprisingly, and it kind of just grabs your attention a little bit. It's like, what the hell are you doing? As you start pushing forward, as you see your target, and suddenly the ship lunges to the point where it causes you to lose your balance, and unfortunately you just stumble out of the way as he pushes past you. Make another athletics check as you grab.
Yep, I'm not trying to do damage. I just want to hold him
I
up.
know.
Again, hold him off.
Well, you just want.
I want to lift him up so he's up against the wall.
He quite literally went, sir, with all due respect.
Shit.
Whoa.
Shit.
Okay.
Who did worse?
11.
He got a 10.
Wow.
He rolled a 6.
Wow. It's the success
So-
by moderation.
As the ship is still bucking and moving, you were able to grab his small little body and lift him up as his feet down. Put me down immediately! Do you know who you're messing with?
I look down at his crotch.
No.
So you're having him about here. You have him against a pillar of the wall right now with a bunch of crates that you knock over while you're doing this process. As you hear a couple of cracking of crates and breaking of some sort of glass material, and then suddenly you hear of a snake slithering away.
Talk now or lose him.
Make an intimidation check using strength. So a d20 plus your strength modifier plus proficiency if you're proficient in intimidation.
Can I start
I
running to get Sunny and Sparks?
I am proficient in intimidation.
They're not that
I'll be
far away.
damned.
So that'd be a strength
So-
modifier.
so
It's your strength modifier, so I think this guy. Plus
So
17.
7. So it's my strength modifier.
Very
Okay.
quickly.
So I'm not using charisma, but I get to add my plus 2.
So it'd be the same thing as your
Plus 3 for proficiency. So I'm 10. So that would be 21.
Okay.
Right? 7 plus 3.
Yeah.
He rolled a natural 19.
Uh oh.
As you are speaking down to him,
And he's probably got more charisma
he
than me.
looks down, looks at his right. Don't you dare, son. You don't know where that's going.
It's about to be overboard.
Put me down so that we can have a civilized conversation. Though I doubt you have ever had one. You place him on the floor.
But I don't let go.
Release.
Why?
Because I don't know you. I haven't paid you gold to get that far.
You killed a lot of people on this ship.
I did no such thing.
I like it.
The creature did.
What? Captain, do you mind explaining the situation to me? All I heard is a bunch of screaming and yelling.
Rah.
Allow to thank you as you release him and he fixes his double, right? And he notices one button's missing. Paying for that. He looks up to the captain, and the captain's just kind of letting things happen right now as he's judging. Though he
Am
has
I
a
back yet?
seriously resting dead face right now. You get to the other group that I'm assuming. What do you guys? The first of you guys doing? What do you guys do?
I've been searching through the beholder.
That's right. I am so sorry.
I was going to be talking to the princess.
I need you to tuck
I'm
X
using
down
my
on
lock
it.
to
And if he
connect the
can't do that, I need you to
Split the
tuck.
party! Okay.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Okay. So
Well, we're splitting the party by 50
Sparks,
feet.
as you're, I'll tell you in just a moment. At the end of what you're investigating, what did you investigate? What was your investigation roll?
9.
9. Okay.
It's squishy.
You never really ran into a beholder before. There
So I'm
are
kind of just cutting it.
Moderation
Yeah.
roll.
Looking
Cutting
deeper.
it.
Just kind of.
And that's when Hazel comes over as you see Sparks just
Kind of in the
dissecting
You've gone
its
back?
prey.
Yeah, I ran back real quick because
And
running
you
is
see
very
three
fast.
crew members just staring at him right now, just like
As a large metal man is sitting there carving apart an undead.
literally. They don't know how to judge to this, and one of them is scared shitless.
And I'm using my lock to attach the tentacles to Flam. Maybe if you have more eyes, you can see better.
Okay, I want both of you to roll an intimidation check. Either one with advantage or one by yourselves.
Advantage?
You want to give me advantage?
Who has better intimidation? That's
He does.
okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll advantage. You do better than me.
Even though it's
I'm
unintentional,
proficient in
it's pretty
intimidation, but
creepy.
I don't think I'm better.
21.
21. Okay, yeah. No one's around you. Even the deck officer, the green dragonborn lady, that
Decking the jaw.
When I make friends with her.
the deck officer, she's 10 feet onto the other side of the
teeth.
deck, and they're both, all of them are kind of whispering to each other and just, they don't know how to make of this. Now that one major threat is taken care of, but then they got a bunch of crazy people stuck on the
Split
same
the
ship
all
as them.
directions.
Hazel, you get there.
Teeth.
Sonny, I need you to talk down Eck.
I was trying to talk to the princess, but okay.
You get up to the guard people, the guardsmen. That
No, I was yelling across.
Oh, okay. What do you
She
like
was
to
clapping. I was
Yeah,
like,
she was
"You're
clapping.
welcome."
Sparks, I need you if you can't talk him down.
Smile with her.
I'll be right back.
She gives a small gesture.
I run down with you.
And I run back.
Okay. Meanwhile, the small man.
I'll shoot my sword and follow. Because I don't think I'm playing anything besides just a bunch of stuff, because there's probably no actual time. It might be.
Sir, Sir Franks starts to speak again. Captain Voo, what the fuck is it? As the captain just kind of just crosses his legs, strokes his beard a little bit, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. There you go. As far as I'm aware, you did not do your job. As they just stare at each other for a few moments and until it's clear. The creature that I hired you to maintain got out. Explain yourselves. As the small gentleman fixing his doublet, Sir Fafanas. I'm saying his name. No, I'm saying Fafanas. Adjusted himself, takes his monocle, takes a bit of a cloth and wipes his monocle, puts it back on. I did what I could, but I am a specialist in exotic beasts, not aberrations. I don't know what you expected me to do, especially who was locked up and detained. You had the guards on him. That is not my specialty. You gave me plenty of money. I did my job, fed it what I could, what I thought it ate, which apparently was blood. As I found that out, as your men drained, by the way.
Was
They were speaking in Gnomish. Fuck you.
Damn it.
I'm assuming this is a part.
This is when you guys are starting to show up in the backgrounds as they continue to each
As
other.
I'm covered in blood of an undead beholder.
Greetings.
Greetings, Captain Mitchell.
Are we having a misunderstanding?
We are having a misunderstanding. I wish to have a private conversation with all of you, separately.
Is this being said in?
You mean like us as a
In common,
group,
as-
or each of us as an individual?
Each person is an
Okay.
Well, we
And
can
then,
need our papers.
The dwarf whispers in his ear again. Fine, we don't have that time. As a group! You! As he points to Sophie, Phoenix.
We're in the air. How far can you go?
As the captain starts it stops, turns around. Go that way. Since you guys are pretty much blocking the entire area.
So we go the way in which he tells us to go.
And someone find that snake!
Snake?
You hear as something broke and something got out.
Something got out, all right.
So the captain leads you to his private quarters, which is barely big enough to house your entire group, especially.
And we're still on the deck, I believe.
I'm not on the deck.
Yeah, so you guys are not
Endeavors.
with them, unfortunately, but he grabbed what he could. And Davos is currently barfing in the bucket because he's not here right now.
NPC mode.
Yeah, he's in NPC right now. So while that is happening, as he takes you off to his personal corners, as it's basically a map room. As you see, there's a single chair, a couple of lock-in bookshelves, as they probably fall out a lot without those locks there. Various scrolls in the cabinets of either side of the building, a map of the region that they're in, and various documents on the table. He goes around the corner, After unlocking the door, gets inside, allows you guys to come in, which you are able to get in, not comfortably, but somewhat, as he does not sit down and places his broadsword. No, not broadsword. It was
Rapier?
no, not rapier.
Cutlass.
Cutlass. Thank you. His cutlass on the table after unhooking it from his side.
I'll go ahead and put my staff on the table.
Your staff?
I thought he wants us to like disarm or something.
He just looks at you with a very dull expression.
When on the ship? I pick it back up. How can we help?
What are you guys doing as that is happening? Burying
He's with
and
us.
Derek.
Clams.
Oh, sorry, burying you with the group?
No, he's with us.
No, he's with us. It's just Derek.
No,
and
I
Barry.
meant this point to you.
We're so close together, it's hard.
Yeah.
Well,
As you
I
guys
show off my Flan's new enhancements to him.
as
Interesting.
a rock with chains with runes, a slight dull blue runes, now with undead tentacles with eyeballs that one of them is popped, that are about 8 feet in length. Sorry, no, they're about 7 feet in length, are just dangling.
Just the tip.
Just the tip? Okay, never mind. Much shorter, but still equal to yours.
He looks like a spectator,
Kinda.
a rock spectator.
Very intimidating. Yes.
Oh, is it too scary?
The smell is
I don't know. It might help.
Let's figure he can see all directions now. Maybe he'll hit more often.
Never know.
It's a good thing I'm not.
Derek proceeds to walk up to the princess.
Okay. Make a quick perception check as you're walking over. It's starting to calm down on the deck.
His,
3 very equally horrified individuals seeing this display of mutilation.
his smolder image is now up on our screen.
Sorry, I took
I forgot to. I forgot
Oh,
to.
keep forgetting that! This is so
Sorry,
important.
I forgot to announce it.
Anyway.
But
I'll follow
so
Derek.
he just appeared.
Since
'cause-
everybody-
6, okay. So as you're on your way up, so right now there's the aft. It's called a castle, but it's called the aft castle because I'm stupid. But anyway, they're on the right side of the ship, and I'm going to say right side for simplicity reasons. I know that's not what you do when you're on the ship.
Right.
I know.
Starboard side.
Starboard.
I know. Starboard side.
Or starboard.
On the starboard side of the ship, which they've stayed in for the majority of the time until nighttime, which they go back inside, because apparently she likes this motherly but intense glared-eyed lady, which is a strange contrast from her very open demeanor to her aggression of yellow draconic eyes. Just seems to be just looking around, looking at the undead beholder, now dead again, with great interest and a little disgusted at each oh dear.
Because it doesn't have to wait as well.
There is the staircase that leads straight up to her that are currently blocked off by the 2 men with shields that are in black armor, and they don't have like any true identifying features. And they put up their mouth guards so that they're unable to really see them except for their eyes. Which, perception-wise, don't know what their eyes are. Can't really see it. The sun and the glare and everything, and your eyes start to water up with the waft of just horrifically rotten flesh that are hitting your nostrils that he keeps flapping around in the wind. How would you like to proceed?
Black, I like it. Well done. Are all of you okay?
To the guards?
And the princess. I'm addressing all of them at this point.
The 2 guards in front of you just kind of look at each other and look at you. One of the guards kind of go. As the other princess finally speaks up now, first time, goes, "It is a pleasure." So my voice changes. I'm not a voice actor, but I'll try. He goes, "It is a pleasure." And the smoke is screaming.
Yeah, we got a lot of smoke.
Yeah, we got a lot of smoke. My voice is.
Smoke in the air from all the fires.
So it's definitely going to voice change after I do it again when there's no smoke in the region. But it is. I can't get that high today.
Then do it more.
Have her have a sexy, sultry voice.
Make her a baritone.
With a little bit of smoke in there. Because she's been
Get out of here! I haven't kissed someone in ages.
There you go. Let's make it sound like it.
Now Derek's turn.
Anyway, it was a pleasure to meet you, fine gentlemen. I thought you died after you went over the edge. It was quite entertaining. While this conversation is happening, one of the crew member actually got a little too close, and one of the soldiers kind of looked, and you hear a "Hey!" as one of the crew members suddenly rushes the princess or the mistress and starts to attack her, and quite literally, without even looking, the mistress just and grabs the throat of the crewman of this pale. It was the one with the heavy pimples across his face, and had the wide cheekbones and just like kind of deal, and it just grabs the neck and just and lifts and strikes him 4 times before the guy falls with quick succession.
Whoa.
She's a monk.
I'm not there to see you.
As the guards come in and detain the individual.
No, he's paralyzed.
Obviously, he made a mistake. Well done.
Well, with all due respect, I'm not exactly the mistress. Completely different voice and completely changes demeanor.
Oh,
Bodyguard.
body double.
Looks over to one of the guards that are just standing in the way back corner, and a way back corner that looks like one of the guards itself, and suddenly the image shimmers for both of them. And it looks like the mistress changed places with the other person, and the other person suddenly becomes a half-orc. A dark green skinned half-orc with the tusks about halfway up, that are pretty prominent for a half-orc, and are wearing a black robe with seen on his back is a black burning phoenix. Surprise. Picks up the gentleman, goes over to the side of the ship, slams him against the rails, and just looks over to the mistress. And no words are said, and just a nod, and he pushes him over. Yeah, he pushes him over. Natural 20.
Bye.
Yeet.
I'm not even here to see this barbarism.
Nope.
Damn it.
I'm just next to him like,
Yeah, the crew.
Derek about the same reaction.
The half-orc turns over, he's going to be missing this. And he holds up a ring that looks like a feather that's been wrapped around.
Like a flight.
feather fall.
Oh, fuck.
He's gonna wish he had that.
She's just not realizing he
Pleasure to
doesn't.
meet you.
You can talk to
Yeah,
me
now
if
it's
you're
about time
not
to start
any
realizing
closer, otherwise I will have to do the same thing.
Oh, no problem. I was just checking to see if you were all okay.
Please make sure the rest of the ship is taken care of, and try to figure out what the hell is going on. Yes?
Correct.
I'll attend to my mistress. Take care.
You too.
And he just takes position and has the same looking lady, and less smiling, but just seems to be looking around with her intense draconic eyes that seem to be flaring with a bit more flame intensity that go back towards her temples. Not like actual fire that leave her eyes, but it looks like some sort of red energy that's flying from her eyes to her temples.
Derek just tips the hat as he goes back down to the
She just
lower
gives a
deck.
small nod. Nothing more. You know what? Those that are inside,
Sine waves too.
there are portholes. Make a perception check.
This would be so cool. Come on. You gotta see this. Come on. Please take a look out the window.
19.
21.
21. Hazel, you're tailing back after
18.
18. So 21, 18, anything?
19, Bert.
19? Okay. So you three see this. Ed, you hear... You hear the striking and something above you hit the floor, followed by looking out to the left side, to your left side, seeing the porthole and something in your body.
Who screamed?
I look at the captain. You lose this
That
many,
guy.
You lose this many crew? Every crew?
The captain
Do we know it was
turns
even
around.
crew? We don't know who was it. Did you see who it was?
Did I recognize?
Was it one of
Not
us?
really. He just saw a body go over. After clearly what sounded to be a scuffle.
Well, clearly wasn't Derek.
Jared doesn't scream.
The captain just turns around. What the hell was that?
That was a body flying over.
I believe you are down one more crew, sir.
It wasn't our guys because it wasn't all black. And it's not crawling back up the side. So no, it wasn't our guys.
His face from just anger to just why.
We paid for a nice peaceful cruise. So far, we're acting as guards and
Get in my office.
we're in your office. We're at
There was a bit of a wind back of what actually happened. So
Okay.
you guys get to the office. He slumps down in his chair, takes a rag that looks like it's been damped in some sort of material, and wipes it on his room.
Chloroforms himself.
And passes out.
I'm gonna take a
So
nap now.
stupid and shit. These people will protect me.
That's one way to say I'm done for the day. Chloroform himself.
They don't pay me enough for this job.
He looks at you with his hair a little tousled, even though it's short, but still maintained. It's like back, but with the wind that is so intense above the ship, it's definitely just tattered right now. He just looks at you with more complexity.
I don't get out much.
Clearly.
Why are people jumping off the ship?
That was not,
I don't think that guy jumps.
that was not a jump.
Well, I think introductions are meant to be done at this point since we're about to get to know each other. My
Okay.
name is Captain Vuvambu.
Captain,
What an awesome name.
pleasure to meet you.
That is fine. Welcome to the Earth, where all security is a must.
Apparently.
Your safety is not in my hands. I guarantee you that you know what. I'm skipping this fucking shit!
I think your safety has been in our hands.
And I thank you for that. But first, before we continue, tell me what the hell is going on.
Well, we are trying to get to a volcano, and
We will be there in 4 days.
and we were up on decks. I was up on deck, and a beholder and a death kiss came out, and we dispatched them for you.
Starts flipping through papers on the decks.
And according to what I heard as I was walking down, apparently the guy you paid a lot of money, according to what he said, failed.
You speak Flemish?
Oh, I thought we were talking in English. Or-
You don't know that information.
Oh, well, apparently whoever you had to do this failed miserably.
Clearly. And someone fell off the ship. 3 times.
What?
Well, our guy
2.5.
At the hill. You should have seen half our deck officers' faces when we saw that guy. And he points, and he just
He's
because
a
you're not
duck.
there.
I'm
So
a duck,
when
Guy in black.
Derek
Yeah.
Derek went over the side and used a freaking rope trick.
Yeah, that's what we
Quite
do.
impressive.
We're finding friends, the great circus.
Whatever. Thank you for protecting my vessel. If you are the heroes, I will hear yours at once. However, if you are guilty, I will make sure to do everything possible to bring you down to my feet.
Guilty of what?
I cannot assume on which party is innocent at this point on releasing that creature.
We're up there, killing him.
And that would be a good cover story.
Why would we release something to kill it?
God, do I want to bite some nuts now?
I think
Is she? Which was with the nuts there?
he likes nuts.
I don't know.
Pine
I think
nuts,
it's just a snipping.
walnuts. He
If
likes
you
nuts.
think, if you think.
Look at that mouth. Does that not look like a nutcracker to you? He likes pine nuts and walnuts and peanuts. Anyways,
He reaches underneath this dead piece of sack and tosses it to you, and it opens up on the desk and spills as you see a various bag of random nuts.
there you go. There's all the nuts in
Hell yeah.
Just on the table.
And that's what discloses nut allergy.
And that's when Eck discovers his nut allergy.
My hands are cooking.
I am not losing eyesight. Sonny, just pick one up. Slowly. So the pieces just break down and fall on the ground.
Now you're just making a mess.
Which is a complicated facial structure of confusion, why, a bit of anger, and possibly constipation.
Look,
But are
you
you
can
actually
investigate us
looking at
all you want. We're not guilty of anything except saving your boat. And
Give me your point of view immediately so that I can move on to the next step that I have to track in here in question, as I have no more guards.
my point of view, top of ship, blah, dead. Oh, and my brother. Okay, there we go. And I do it as a performance. Like I'm trying to do a whole
You
performance.
charade the whole thing.
I charade the whole thing.
Roll a performance. Making this interrogation into a performance chamber at disadvantage because you don't really have room, as you guys are kind of squeezed into this small.
Oh, you rolled a really good roll. 14.
14. Okay, you do.
Good enough.
You do decently. There it goes. Amazing. You don't need to assist.
I'm
He's
not there.
It's just
Oh.
me.
I'm just having fun looking at all those hands.
That's a good looking
He had a good
folder,
lamp. You
actually.
could do shadow things on the wall. Yeah.
There's the eye.
Attention, please, so that we can get through this as quickly as possible. So that is all you know. What about you? Is there anything else additional besides what you were explaining already?
I was almost taken away by that one kissy thing. And I think the monocle man did it. He's the one that brought all the things on here. He's the one that
I'm sure
said,
you're not going to be questioning this problem.
he's the one that said, oh no wait, I didn't hear that part because it was in
No miss.
okay, so yeah.
I know-
I mean literally, I'm making a guess, honestly. Eck is making a guess. He just assumes that's who I saw loading animal stuff on, that must be the guy.
Anyways,
I guarantee you that he was not the one that actually initiated the shipment of these creatures. We do not know the those that were originally in charge of it. But he kind of looks at you. Looks at kind of just whatever. And then looks at Hazel.
Hazel.
you're up twice.
I know, I'm coming. I'm just trying to not do copyright shit.
We'll come talk about do not copyright shit.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I know you didn't have any prep time to get yourself.
Yeah, yes,
No.
yeah, the puddle itself is copyrighted.
Yeah. You're just very conscious right now, just religious. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed that trip. Is there anything you would like to add to the story? You heard the story, yes?
Yes.
I did a whole mind thing of what happened.
I definitely didn't zone out there, yeah.
What is your sense? What is your take?
My take is that we saw some shady dude walking around, and these things came out from underneath, and we killed him.
What should we do?
I described the shady dude.
What should
The
we
monocle guy.
Which one?
Which one?
I believe it was Monocle Guy. Was the Monocle Guy the one that...
Punch
No.
over guy with the backpack. Or all the packs.
Yeah.
Guy in rags.
Yeah.
Guy in rags, big smile, squinty
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah,
A little
super-
too big. For
Yeah.
a smile.
The one that you definitely wouldn't let near kids.
He flips with papers.
That's a good description.
Right?
Oh wait, I tried to do a shadow puppet on the wall of what the guy would look like.
Make a performance check.
Do we have enough light for that?
27.
Holy shit, we have enough light for that!
Here's Eck going, how do you do that?
Mostly using prestidigitation.
Because this is about the
you're still
extent of my
using all of your
digits.
fingers, but it's still pretty like, okay.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. Here, prestidigitation.
He just kind of looked up with one eye.
Sparkle's just watching very quietly.
Literally one of the notes I have.
Better yet, give me
Mr.
some light
Creepy.
out of those eyes.
Mr. Creepy.
That's literally my notes.
I'm not wrong!
The name that I have is Namir. Namir. N-A-M-I-R. I don't know how to pronounce it. I didn't honestly want to ask.
Name.
No, Namir. Nightmare. How's that?
Oh, I can do that. Hold on. Oh, sorry. We're a circus. We're performers. What do you want? And adventures.
17. That's what he wants.
I have none of that to give.
I think that flew off with the last.
Make a deception check. Well,
We are performers.
you are performance. Make a general charisma check.
Okay.
Just to see.
22.
22? Okay.
It's what I do.
Uh-huh. What is your purpose of going to Gyroto?
The volcano?
Yes.
Our friend in black wanted to see the dwarves.
Why?
We didn't ask, honestly. Well, I really didn't ask. It's true.
You know, yeah, you
And
didn't
who-
ask.
We so badly didn't want to go! That we ended up going.
We were in a city, and we were like, where do you want to go, guys? You know? And he was
He
like,
won.
I really want to go to the volcano. And we're all like, volcano is bad. And he's like, I really want to go to the volcano. And
Just
anybody
put
else
it
want to
on.
go anywhere? And everybody else
Put
was
the
like,
finger up. Shh.
hmm?
How much is it paid?
Ooh.
Derek.
Oh no, he's just a part of the
He's part of
group.
the group. He's our acrobat.
So
Did
you're-
you see the?
You're traveling to, so let me just get this straight. You're traveling across the Rosian Empire on a whim of a person you don't really know.
We fought with him. We killed orcs together.
And Wyvern.
And wyverns?
I don't know if I want to say that you're a genius or stupid.
Oh no, I'm crazy. It's okay.
There's a fine line between those two.
We're just all looking to get out
Look,
of the house.
we
in
had
one
nothing to
corner.
do, and you know,
Who the fuck let you on my ship?
the lady with that took our money and went, whoa.
As he
And then
takes,
the guards were
he
also
takes a
heavily-
silver coin and puts it in a small jar.
Oh, every time we get you to swear, you curse?
My wife has been very adamant on me changing my ways and being more,
Get on the way.
yes.
Oh,
That'll do it. My parents had a kid on the way once, and then twice, and that was it.
Thank you for this memorable experience.
my mom and dad had at least 12. So
We're not. We don't need
I
to
don't
stay
know.
in on this.
Anyways, I take it there was no reward, so I guess.
What is your say on this matter?
What matter specifically?
He just tightens his fist.
In order for me to
the
get a
jar
proper
is
answer,
over there.
in order for me to
I showed
establish a
his
proper
archery
answer, I
next.
must have a specific question.
He wants to know why we're going to the volcano with somebody we apparently barely know.
I need to travel to the capital. This is on the way. It is easier for me to travel with a group.
A metal man is speaking more sense than organics.
Right.
That doesn't surprise me.
He's actually organic.
Partially.
Underneath, we've seen him.
He's
sort of-
looking at your half broken armor where he's seen the inner parts of you. Get out.
Okay, have a nice. I guess there's no reward. Let's go, guys.
Stop.
Doors open.
I stop. I literally like freeze.
Shit down.
It's the back part of the ship.
You two clowns can leave.
Clowns?
Clowns, go.
You
Bye-bye.
have clown
Oh,
makeup,
makeup.
on, my dude.
Not anymore.
I actually wiped it off.
I thought you could wipe it off a long time ago.
Oh,
Okay.
no,
You're
I'm still
acting
calling
like
you a
clowns.
He's
still.
calling me a clown. Okay, so
Yeah.
I go. Who's the other clown?
Your brother?
I'm
He's
not there.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Sorry, I'm so used to you two being a pair.
I'm not a clown, I'm a rock tamer.
Hazel. Sparks. You.
That's not my name, but all right.
I saw what you did. I saw you almost flew yourself off the ship, but it was still impressive in that doings.
Thank you, sir.
I find you less of a hassle than that other individual.
That's a silver.
I'm just sitting there using my roller and
Fly.
mending.
I have no more dogs. There is precious cargo on this ship. I cannot tell you, but I will tell you because you are part crew now, if you accept. I will pay out of my own pocket because no refunds! I'm good policy, but I will pay out of my own pockets. Everything that you paid for this trip, for your entire company. I'm assuming it was a substantial amount.
It was at
Yes.
least 8,000 gold pieces.
You are a haggler of elections, sir.
If I'm correct, I believe that.
As he grabs another gun.
If per the calculations of our tickets and purchases of both the housing of the wagons and our materials, it was about 15 gold pieces per person.
I think your calculations are a little mixed up, my friend.
It was more than that.
There's several hundred.
For the whole day. 50 gold pieces per person.
Per day for the rooms,
Yes.
not costing the trip.
Whatever it might
50 gold
be,
pieces for the full trip.
Okay.
whoever has the ticket, give it to me. I will make sure you pay promptly.
I have the ticket.
He doesn't know that.
I just raised my hand slowly.
Yes.
He had the tickets.
He takes on the silver. I will take that one in a moment.
Is there any way we can be of assistance, sir?
I think he wants
So,
us to
would
go.
you prefer us as security, or do you need us on ropes?
Security.
Okay.
Understood.
The 3 guards I have it are dead. Not good.
3 guards?
The box.
Ah,
There are 3 corpses mummified, and I have to make sure that they get home so they have proper burials. Can't do it exactly at a normal seafaring vessel. Shush.
that's how it works.
Would you like us stationed anywhere particular to start, sir?
Do what you do best. I'm not your parents. But I will make sure that you're paid properly if you do your job properly. If you don't do your job, you don't get paid. Simple as fact.
If we don't do our job, we'll probably be dead.
On that, we can agree.
You and me both. Where is it? Actually, where is it? I didn't hide it. That's not good.
I'm just like standing right outside the door.
Nice.
That'd do what
Are
you
we all
want.
leaving?
Here we go.
We're all leaving.
I can't
So it is going to the lab of enriched semiology, study of symbols, and the research center of introducing Scientology. No, not Scientology.
That made its way into our game!
Wow.
No, not Scientology. That was me purposely messing up. No, it's a selenology. The study of moons.
Selenology, okay.
Yeah, selenology, the study of moons.
Runes?
Moons.
Moons.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's the study of
Celestiology.
symbols and study of moons. And you gather them. The reason why they want it? Don't know.
Isn't that
Don't care.
astrology?
They gave you properly, make sure the men were proper, and they gave good security. The problem is, who broke it out? Did it break out? Let's find it out. Do your job. Mine. If you see anything suspicious, bring it to me specifically.
Including the creepy guy that we don't want around kids?
I will handle him.
Okay.
If you find him, bring him me. Bring him me.
Yes, sir.
Do you have alcohol? Do you have alcohol?
I don't think that I do, but I'm pretty sure somebody in our group does. I can find some for you.
Please do.
Of course it's you!
Okay, so he dismisses you.
It's literally everything that he wants.
You open up the you guys open up the door, which you heard more. Make a perception check to see how much you heard of the conversation.
Natural 20.
Everything.
So you open up the door and just see the sly motherfucker of Sonny right outside the door.
Just kicking in the
Sorry,
side.
got any alcohol?
Yes. You're captain. I give him the wine spoon. Filled with the dwarven ale stuff.
Sweet God, yes. Go.
Why
And he just-
you're drinking that and not being clownish?
And he puts the cup down upside down.
Have you? It was a wine spoon.
Oh, never mind.
Have you considered perhaps the breakout of these creatures had nothing to do with these creatures, and maybe the person who was sitting up on the deck?
Purpose, yes, I believe so. But I cannot assume, as I cannot wrongfully accuse individuals. As I am not an officer of the law.
In non-clownish form, I was thinking while you guys were talking. Oh, well, here's the tickets.
It's another chug.
That perhaps your captainship. Why would someone release something like that on the ship and have it go direct? I mean, obviously it was directed to go up.
To make sure it doesn't read the destination, there's a distraction.
To kill the things that are on the deck.
Yes.
And what's been on the deck the whole cruise other than us? We're not important. I would say the princess, maybe?
He looks down at the papers again.
But that would be a target.
The word used was mistress.
I believe, and no offense to your crew, I believe without us being here, they may have succeeded.
That is the Archmage Lele Lolo Chili Shiv of the French Della family.
There was someone else over there.
French Delia family. We got an Archmage.
Perhaps they were associated.
I'm ready to do the ship. Calm for brother.
That's my brother. I have to go. But just keep that into consideration that maybe we should keep an eye on her and what's attacking her.
But more importantly, why?
Wow. Yeah, that's a good thing too.
She does have an entourage.
I give him a silver piece for when I leave. And I turn around and walk out.
In Gnomish, after you guys leave, you hear the strongest, most tense just no!
Ooh, that was a good one.
What did that mean?
Gesundheit.
Something that you should not do with your mother.
Just before I left, I went to close the door. I stopped. I walked back in and went. And then we left.
Or take the bag.
Apparently he.
I come back. Let's go.
Leave the nice man alone, Eck.
Do I find them?
He found
You do find them.
He found
I'd like to
This
know.
dragon ran up to stab the dragon lady, and then they threw him overboard, and then the dragon lady turned to a guy with a phoenix, and then the dragon lady was in the corner, and she wasn't smiling.
You hear another
And look what I mean!
Varian.
Stop. Stop.
As you're doing this, you hear another slam of money entering the jar. Followed by cursing.
And I kind of like.
Do I
keep
understand
back.
that? Do I hear that one too?
Make a perception check. Sure, why not?
Well, we're like right outside the door.
I found you guys.
21.
No, I turn and look in the
Feet
door.
fuckers.
I turn and look in the door and go, yeah, maybe the princess thing. And just, let's go, Varian.
Sir Varian, enter my office.
Sir Varian?
Not just Barian.
Varian, get in here.
I haven't left. I'm still sitting in the corner.
It's still in the hallway.
Can you give me Flan? He's the captain.
He should have said please.
Give me Flan and go in there. Go.
Please go in there.
Hold on a second, Captain.
What did you do to that?
Just. I take flank.
His eyes are completely closed.
I know he doesn't
Sitting
always
full
hit in battle, so
with
he
this
has more eyes.
weapon across his desk.
I have Flan outside.
I'm still in the corner.
Flan, just stay here, okay?
I'd like a new nickname. Nutcracker.
Okay.
So you have a new snacks. It's nuts.
You looked at me funny when I said that.
I hadn't had one before.
He's very when in rough.
This is our conversation in the hall.
For those that are watching and have DM'd a game before, this is my pain.
This fucking game.
Know it well.
Brother says you're the captain, so you don't have to say please, but what mother says everybody always should.
Standing outside the door.
This would be good practice for when I have a child.
He's very polite.
I like hold
Be
Flan
polite.
really
You should be
tight.
polite to your child too. Yes.
God.
He hands you a half-empty wine skin.
Oh, I was just standing outside the door.
Yeah,
watching.
he just hands you the wine skin.
No, you can keep it. It's yours. You're gonna need it. I'm holding Flan. You might want to make this quick.
And you should be holding.
Yeah, I'm holding Flan. You
Oh,
want
but
to
it
make this
doesn't have the
quick?
tentacles now.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Oh, my immersion's ruined. Shut up. What else information? Please give it to me so that I can get some sort of security on this vessel again.
Which information?
About what has transpired. What has happened on this ship.
Okay. First, I was teaching him, where is he? Derek, how to fight for show instead of for hurting things. And then we slept a couple of times. And then Davros disappeared, but then he came back, and then things exploded out of the ship. And I beat one up, and my brother scared the other one away with his puppy. The puppy's really cute. His name is Fluffy. Have you seen Fluffy? You probably won't, because he left with the other thingy.
I'm sorry for your loss.
That's good. Most pets, they just come back when you need them. But then, and then, what happened? Oh yeah, and then one of your people wanted to attack Dragon Lady, and that was a bad idea because he got beat up and thrown overboard.
Do you know what this man looked like?
Yeah, he had white thing on his face.
He had heavy dimples, dark skin,
Dark skin. I thought you said
squinted eyes.
Super friendly.
Yeah, a lot of dimples on his face. What does that mean?
That is about as good as
That's
description.
dimples on his face.
I think that's the
Actually, we're not in there, right?
I'm standing at the door.
I'm still in the
Holding
corner of the
Flan.
room. I haven't left yet. I'm just walking back and forth.
Anyways, his corpse is. He gets up, walks over, looks at one of the corpses. You mean him?
You know what
Even though in a very shriveled form, it looks very similar.
He was less dead, but probably not now.
less mummified.
Oh, good.
But that was
It would
going
seem you
overboard.
have a larger problem than you think.
But they were thrown overboard?
Give the poor man another piece of silver.
Yep. I reached in my pouch. There you go for the jar.
Also, you realize your hands are empty and I'm holding fine.
Ah, shit.
It smells horrific.
When it teleports or when it moves from place, the tentacles go with it?
It's tied to the chains.
With the locker trigger.
Yeah.
Brother. Maybe not the tentacles.
Extra eyes.
Wait, Flan, tell him if you like the eyes or not.
He likes them.
Oh, shit.
Make a perception check or insight check, whichever is better.
Oh, good. They're both.
Oh.
11.
You listen to Flan.
Uh-huh.
You feel a vibration, and suddenly the tentacles explode off.
Yeah.
Because how else could you do that trick?
I don't think he likes the
I
tentacles.
use my true.
You were covered in visceral.
Clean flan. I just clean flan.
There actually wasn't a speck on it.
I still clean flan.
No, he already ate.
Captain, he said that yeah. Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
I hand this over.
I thought we already paid.
No, this is something else.
It's in his pocket for now.
That would either be magic.
Inhales deeply and then releases it in a slow burst. Continue.
So, guy with dimples,
Okay.
stabbed at princess lady, and something about a phoenix.
Yeah, then Princess Lady hit him a bunch of times and then turned into a Phoenix half-orc. Whee!
So the princess was probably body doubled. Is the princess from somewhere else then?
Then she was off in the corner.
All right. I have to talk to a couple of people. Thank you for this
You're welcome.
information. Thank you.
Okay. Pick up the eye stalks.
Any further
Well,
questions?
they're gone,
Oh,
right?
they're gone?
The eye stalks are gone.
The eye stalks are gone, or are they just on the floor or something?
They
exploded.
They exploded. So there's chunks of them everywhere.
I just...
That was the fastest I've ever seen him eat.
Yeah. Oh, let's go get him some flan.
Oh, did they have him?
I don't know. We'll go look. Come on.
Okay.
Bye,
So,
Captain.
Derek, what were you doing as this time passed?
Well, once they threw the guy overboard, then I tipped my hat and then started to proceed to follow back down. to
Okay,
see
so
what's
this
happening
is
down.
what's happening,
Right.
and you are immediately hit with the captain as he was going up as well. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you,
entertaining-
Captain.
Very entertaining on what you did. Hope your leg is okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Step down, please. Do you have any information on what happened?
We were talking.
First, why are you going to Gyrdon?
Oh, well, I have a message to deliver to Gyrdon. It's to a dwarf that I know.
Perfect accent.
And he
a
takes
personal- it's a
his
personal-
face is beat red right now.
It's a personal message. And since we are the Traveling Magnificent Eight, I was also hoping to engage in a entertainment thing while we were there for the dwarves as well. Since they tend to like good inventory.
Roll a deception check.
Is that actually a cover story that the Airship works?
Yes, and we're fine and friends. We've covered this.
I know we covered it twice.
Flan and Friends, the Magnificent Eight.
Huh? Well, we're all gonna die.
I'm not. He likes me, apparently.
Again.
Who wouldn't like you? You're a mom.
You have spoken me less. That's why he likes you.
You
That sweet, sweet 9
sorry,
charisma.
you said deception, right?
Yes, it is.
He likes the person.
He likes the low charisma people. He hates the high charisma people.
Just because you have high charisma,
Doesn't mean you're likable.
you're likable if you continue to talk and make him have strokes.
13.
Maybe we can give him a full
13.
Pay for that up front.
Do you really see those guys at the head?
He's in a high situation right now.
Oh, my eyes are going watery. Shh. Right. Circus.
Or performance.
A performance that knows how to kill people. I do not want to know your personal life. I just want to know my knowledge.
We are traveling to the volcano. I have a message to deliver there.
Gyrdon.
Yes.
It is a dwarven crafties.
Correct.
You better go out and give him the silver at that point.
He doesn't know the silver thing.
And I speak Dwarven.
Do you have a message?
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
I'm afraid you can't. I was sworn to give it just to the person that I'm supposed to be delivering it to. I do not even know what the message
You're
is.
holding it in your hand?
No. Well, I've got it on my person.
I do not want to read it. To show me that you have the physical message.
I I show him the message and I show him that it's sealed. And I said, I gave my word that I would deliver the message to this person.
Hold it if you do not want me to hold it. Otherwise, I want to see the seal.
I show him the message with the seal on it.
No, when I say message, it's like
A scroll, right?
it's a scroll holding like 9 pages.
Okay,
It's a lot.
okay.
He just takes a moment looking at the seal. But it recognizes what looks.
I gave the person my word that I would deliver it personally.
What was the name of the person that gave you this message?
I'm afraid I don't remember. As the player.
Wait, it doesn't.
I'm not going to tell you this information.
Well, if I did it might be written down on my
Was it
other
Darla?
character sheets.
Was it Darla? Darla.
I have to get out one of the other character sheets.
Okay, stop. Just
All
rolling intelligence
All right.
for 876.
I'm done.
Ice color
5.
You do remember
6.
that it was a very interesting pronunciation name.
Right.
And it started Dolor something.
Or, yeah, something.
The Archmage.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good at remembering female names. I know so many of them.
Oh, so you're that kind of person.
Well, sadly, I cannot help it if the ladies like me.
Conflicting messages. That's okay. You're an idiot.
I'm the only person that's going to get paid.
Sorry.
Is there anything else you want
You and me
to
aren't
add to
talking very
this
much.
outstanding story of entertainers able to defend themselves from various creatures that would kill an army. Well, not really an army, but a big group. Probably 12 men.
Well, when I was lower decks, I noticed that several of the cases in the locks had been broken.
Really?
Yes. And when that
Before or
happened,
after they broke out?
before they broke out. And then when I noticed that there were creatures, because I saw the tentacles coming out of the boxes, I immediately proceeded to the top deck to warn you. I assumed that you would be on the main deck, but by the time that we got up to the main deck, they broke out from the below and then the battle ensued. I do not know who broke the locks, nor did I see the person who I thought went below deck.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Yeah. Because you lied to him,
Right.
and why did you do that?
Okay, that would be a 23.
We're very
It's his
persuasive,
specialty.
He just inhales again, staring you down, even though he does not have a hat. His hair is being tousled. You run the ship with your life. If you find any more information, please let me know.
You'll be the first to know.
I'm paying your ticket.
Oh, that's very gracious of you, Captain.
He goes up to the deck, leaves you guys alone. Is there anything you wish to do? Because things are now going on there. Well, investigation mode, because the captain is going person to person, calling them in.
I'm taking my post at the front of the ship again.
I'm trying to find Mr. Creepy.
And make a perception check.
We have a job.
Where are you checking?
Yeah. We need to make sure
I'm
nothing
gonna
else
check-
tears the ship apart like that.
Below decks first, and then like work my way up.
Okay.
Did the captain
21.
tell Derek that he was hiring us to be guards or check
He
out
would,
the
yeah,
ship?
he, for simplicity, said yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
21.
How you like them nuts?
21? Okay.
Well,
So,
they're not very monocle tasting, but they'll do.
Hazel. Going from the very bottom decks, you're not allowed.
Well, now we're security, so.
Well, okay. There is one deck officer stationed and he's stationed at a very heavily reinforced door that, with your investigation, allows you to see a bunch of that heavy glass lined with metal. As you see 3 separate lines go to that same room, as the green dragonborn lady says, sorry dear, this is the engine room, this is a high priority list, you cannot enter.
Captain wanted me to try to find Mr. Creepy.
Well then, Captain will have to come and join you in order to come into this room.
Alright, and I'll continue on my way up. I am not here to make enemies with my low charisma.
We're here to be friends. I'm glad we had a good conversation. Anyway, so you continue with your investigation, going from crate to crate, as you hear a rattle.
I'm gonna find that fucking snake first, I guess.
Oh, you're gonna find that snake first?
Apparently.
Okay, make another investigation.
Okay.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah, this would be perception, because you're trying to find a snake in a bunch of stuff, not investigation.
Oh,
16.
16. Okay, so you know what rattlesnakes look like. When you find this thing,
Actually, would I?
yeah, you would know what rattlesnakes look like. They're abundant in this area, and they're not exactly extinct like California, where all the rattlesnakes here kind of got
Well,
shot.
just because I was from a more foresty area.
They're snakes.
That's just what I-
And you've been traveling, so
Okay.
you've met a few before, or at least you've read about them. But this rattlesnake, as you get over and you find it wrapped around a pole that's going up and into a basket crate, and you only see its tail, you notice that it's jet black and it has 2 tails with 2 rattles.
I don't suppose anyone's around me.
We're all about
Make a
that.
perception check.
Well, even like if it's crew.
You told me we were supposed to be guards, so I was going to patrol down there. Dragon flying around, but I don't know if they'd be there yet.
Specifically.
That's a 22 for perception.
22. Looking over, as you look a little farther into the darkness, you notice one of the top of the barrel heads just closed. As you see the snake, as you hear as both of the rattles, as it starts to go deeper on whatever path it was going.
Didn't you say that it was like kind of going
It's
into the thing?
wrapping around a pole and going into a basket that is going into behind more crates. So you don't see the front part of it, but you see its tail. And it's starting to slither slowly, but starting to.
I'm gonna throw one of my paralyzing arrows at it.
Excuse me, where did you get this?
I have the
Orcs?
poison arrows from the orcs that are paralyzing.
Alright, how are you storing them? Like, were they in a sheath?
Not necessarily sheath. I wanted to have like 2 of them on me, sort of.
Yep, you're
Not a
right.
lot.
Go on and make an attack roll then.
Yep, that poison is long done.
That's gonna be
I don't know the D-
a
it probably
modified
still
20.
has DCs
Modified
on
20,
it.
okay, you hit. Roll, well, this would be a ranged attack with an arrow, which is not really a monk weapon.
Dark.
We're treating it as a dart, though.
We're treating it as a dart.
Is what we were doing before, at least.
Yes, when you were doing your catch, when you catch arrows or missiles.
No, last time she threw one,
Yeah.
you called it a dart.
Yeah.
Because you're throwing it like a dart.
Because when you catch, you throw it back at the same line.
Yeah,
But it wasn't
but-
the catch. She's actually thrown a couple.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I misspoke. Technically, you're not supposed to do that. Just roll a D4 plus your dexterity modifier.
3 plus 5.
3 plus 5. That's
8.
That's going to be 8 points. Damn. Ouchie.
That's sweet,
So-
sweet 20 dex.
So the arrow goes deep. The arrowhead actually goes deep into the skin, and it immediately starts moving as the rattle, and the arrow actually snaps as soon as it hits the basket on top, it snaps the arrow so that the arrowhead is still in it and it disappears. As apparently the paralyzation toxin that was on the arrow is dried up.
I mean, better to find out now than later.
Then use it as a last
resort.
This is the only thing that saved me. It's going to save me. Ah! Oh, it's 3 weeks old. Yeah. No, crunch.
Can I go over there and look and see if it left a blood trail?
Make a survival check as you're trying to track it.
That was so close from that one. 17.
You find it funny?
17.
You rolled right into the point where the camera can't see it anymore. You rolled into the ether.
Luckily, it is bleeding profusely in the way you hit it, and you do find it, and you are actually you see the rest of its slick body, and it's in between 2 crates right now. Just a hand width if you want to find that.
No. I'm gonna go check out that barrel that went back down real quick with a person.
I mean, there's a
in
lot
it.
of crates, and snakes like to get in between things, so you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it where it is right now before I stick my hand in a dark area where a pissed off snake is, and I'm gonna go over to the barrel that I saw somebody.
Okay. Yeah, and easy enough. You find a what looks to be. Well, make a perception check while you get closer to the barrel.
Because that was the 22%.
Yeah, I know. This is before I give more detail.
19.
19? Okay. So, it's actually relatively close and within eyesight of the crates that have been opened up of the Undead Beholder and the Death Kiss. There's actually, you notice that several things have been knocked over before getting to this barrel of whatever's inside. You listen for a moment, and you hear.
I'm gonna kick the barrel.
You kick the barrel, then you hear a thunk.
Oh no, I'm gonna kick it hard.
Oh, well, make a strength check then.
Breaks barrel, kicks person inside.
Kills person inside.
18.
18.
Ow.
You knock the barrel over as it starts moving freely with the moving ship, and you hear as the top of the barrel opens up, and amongst with the various different roughage of various what looks to be what is that one plant that is? It has the red round bottom and has the green coming up. Radishes. Yeah.
Where it's white in the center, right?
Yes.
Radish.
Yeah, it's a radish. I can remember for a second. Apparently, he jumped into a radish barrel for some reason on the ship. As it gets up, as you see this raggedy, creepy man with that still has a half smile, squinting eyes as he just looks up and just gives a big smile.
Just who I was looking for. And I'm gonna grab him by the collar and start walking.
You kind of you lift him up, and he just why?
Captain wants to see you. Come on.
Okay, I like Captain. I always like Captain. As you bring him over to Captain. Captain is currently having a discussion with.
Just to make sure, this is indeed Mr. Creepy, right?
This is Mr. Creepy.
Thank
you. He just you haven't really seen him without a smile, but you saw him for a split second, and then he smiled. That very just slightly too big smile.
The smile that goes on for miles.
Yeah, the smile, and people that just have a little bigger mouth.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Just curls up and the teeth are really long.
Oh no, not that much, but he just has a bigger smile than what normal people do. It's a little awkward. But you take it over to to the captain. He is currently having a heated discussion, and you can hear that he's having a heated discussion with what you presume. Make a perception check.
This guy is treating me really nice tonight. That's also really nice. 24.
24. Yeah, it's surf. All these names.
I like my gold guy tonight.
Sir Panafix. Panafix. P-A-N. If you want to spell it. P-A-N-A-X-I-F.
Panic Sip.
Effects.
X. I said it right the first time, and now I'm nervous. Anyway.
By the way, did we ever actually find out the name of Mr. Creepy, or is his name Mr. Creepy?
No, it's num. Begin with an N. It's num.
Lemon.
Nine or something.
His actual name?
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah.
Namarad or something.
N-A-M-I-R.
Enemy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the captain had the names of all those that were on the list.
I'd like to knock on the door.
Okay. While that's happening, is there anything else you guys want to do?
Like I said, I was gonna go to that deck and just patrol.
Okay.
I was
Do
gonna-
I see him on my way to the captain?
You definitely see him, yeah.
So I found the snake. I threw an arrow at it.
That was mean.
So it's bleeding. So we're going to be able to find it. It's not dead.
I'll go help him.
I was gonna stay.
Okay. Yep,
Isn't
that's
that
fine.
the- is
So
that
you
the
guys
s-
go snake
That's the
hunting.
snake that Monocle Man wanted.
We're going to snake hunting?
I am on deck, just watching everything on deck. For
I
anything
wonder
that's
if
not
the
supposed to
Add a
be.
blood trail.
It is
And
definitely night.
I would like to
Dog doesn't
describe
like-
where it is for them.
Well, it's a limited range, but
30 feet.
Pardon.
I would like to describe where I left the snake.
oh yeah,
for
that's
them.
easy enough. Where its last known location was, which was maybe 5 minutes ago.
I'm going to be patrolling basically around the deck.
So
Okay.
roll a perception check for both of you with advantage,
You roll both of them.
knowing what area it was.
Or do we both roll it, or
You can
is he rolling with advantage?
roll in one with advantage, one by itself.
18.
18. Okay. You do not find it. Every now and again you hear the rattle.
No blood trail?
You find the blood trail, but you cannot find this thing.
Is the Monocle Man nearby? Where is he at?
The monocle man has, he does have his carriage right. I won't know.
Again, I know he's
The
got a
monocle
real name,
man
but
is
that's
in
what
the
I'm calling.
captain's room right now, and they're having a heated discussion. Derek, is there
Ah, so
anything?
that's her.
Well, if the captain explained that we're guards now, then I would imagine we'd be working in shifts, so I would probably be getting rest to take the night shift.
Okay.
I
And
think we
it's
should work
starting
in
to
pairs,
fall
though.
on
We shouldn't
midnight
be
at
by
this point.
ourselves. I think we should be working in pairs.
I'm specifically
So-
patrolling
Someone would
top
point
deck.
that out.
Yeah.
With Douglas and Ida.
Yeah. Most people have retired to their chambers, especially after a very hectic day at the end of it. It is starting to roll on to 12 o'clock at night, just to get remind everyone. Because it is ending on sunset as soon as we end the battle.
You can relieve us then?
Yes.
I can come watch
You
too.
looking for the snake still?
We gonna team up then?
Sure.
All right. So we're resting in the cabins while they're doing their guard duty, and then we'll take the night shift.
Davros is still puking.
Constantly
God
this entire time.
is looking up, is just sleeping in his hammock right now. And Davros is
He's a little dehydrated.
currently writing in a small book before closing it as soon as you guys come in and quickly close it.
We should go home play music.
We're guards now.
We can still perform out there.
Bringing light music to this creaking,
No, more than that.
no longer safe area, but doing what you can. Roll a perception check for being guards.
Oh,
Me as well?
You as well, and you have night vision goggles, so one of you can do advantage or one.
So is it our shift or their shift?
There's
Well, I
He constantly.
thought. Well, he doesn't sleep.
I'm always walking.
Yeah. You're on top deck, so
Oh,
you're
that's
by
true.
yourself. They're.
well, we're going up to the top deck.
Oh, you're
Ours
going to
is
the
over.
top to top deck?
He's taking over guarding.
Him and Eck. But this is before they take over?
This is before they take over. Yeah.
So I should do mine separately for the top deck.
Nice.
Well, they're on top deck too. So
25.
25. Okay.
With a
Always
natural
go below
20.
deck.
So looking at the nice.
That was a nat 20?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. So looking up at the nice, just beautiful. drop-dead gorgeous night sky, undeterred from various particulates in the sky, and at the same time any clouds. It is still chilly, quite cool actually. You bundle up and you have warmer clothing, I know that for sure.
Actually, I alter self.
In what way?
I alter self. I just turn into an air genocide just for days
Okay.
to play music in my same rooms.
Okay. You are resistant to cold damage from the present.
I was picking something weird.
Yeah. All right. You take on the physical properties of cold resistance. Because you can't, if I remember correctly, you can't.
No, this is just for looks.
It's just for looks.
Do you gain anything from?
You change your
It's all
appearance.
yourself.
No, it's just
It's all
changing
It's
your
just change your appearance. Okay, it's still cold.
Yeah, I can grow spines and stuff, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, also self is not that, but you definitely look like more blue skin than normal hair.
Yeah, I don't want to look like the
Are you Davros's?
That's cool.
Are you Davros's daddy?
different blue.
It's more of a sky blue.
No, that's brother in costume.
Sea.
It's costume because I'm going to sing about the sky.
Well, God is sleeping, otherwise I'd have come out.
I think we got it.
Anyway, as you guys are going from top and around, looking around, making sure there's no movement, making sure everything is up and up. Devils.
Davros is not here.
Barrier. And then sparks. You see movement within the dark near the staircase at the center of the ship.
I've had my sword drawn for a while as I'm walking, just literally patrolling
What do we see?
around the entirety of the ship.
Some sort of movement. You didn't get to see what, but there was definitely some sort of movement within the shadow.
What was
at the
that?
center of the ship that went down the stairs.
Well, we saw it. We saw it.
You definitely saw the tail end of it. It was some sort of medium creature. It looked like the shadow clung to it.
Oh, awesome.
follow
Fluffy, get it.
Whoa.
Sick 'em.
You have to
boy.
have current eyesight, right?
You said I saw it, so as soon as I see it, I go, Fluffy, get it. And then it can't hide from Fluffy.
Okay. The
I
dog,
follow Fluffy.
Fluffy,
He drives just the shadow back.
goes through several pieces of wood.
Fluffy?
Yeah. Fluffy does that.
Okay.
Can he
He's
do
a-
that?
he's-
Yeah, he can go through it as long as he doesn't end his
suspected.
turn in it.
Yeah, he goes through the wood.
That's
Into the-
scary as fuck.
Yeah.
It's a hellhound.
And as you guys go down, you hear. Make another perception check.
9.
15.
Sonny?
Footsteps.
I didn't get a high number.
15, I guess,
What?
was my highest.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys wait as you go downstairs, and you don't know where Fluffy went. As it beelines towards the target, it doesn't stop, and it goes through materials. As you listen around, and you think it's somewhere towards the front of the ship, you hear in the distance, suddenly, and followed by some sort of conflict going on.
Go that way.
You go over there, you go more to the right side of the front of the ship. As you go down 1-2 stories, getting to the very bottom, as it's moving, as whatever this thing is moving around more and more, as you hear again cussing, you see a little bit of blood, dark ichor blood on the floor.
Up and
On
back
a
of
couple
it.
of crates, a hand, as it seems to be running. And you feel the connection for your shadow beef to spit.
He killed it.
Make another perception check.
I think it did.
19.
15.
14.
19. Sunny, going down to the last part of the deck, past and almost to this where everything seems to join up to this central chamber at the very bottom of the ship in the back. In front of it, where there's more crates at the front of the ship, underneath the helm. You're about all three of you are about to give up the search as you the trail for the blood has gone cold. And it looks like he's splattered a couple of bits of blood patterns in other directions to try to toss you into different directions. And just as you're about to turn around, Sonny, you see a crate. Just wait. And you hear.
I point to both of you.
Your goggles go swing?
No, he just makes a swing noise.
No.
It's a manual noise.
Yeah.
It's like the glasses.
I need to show you some
I pointed at
episodes
the crate. I think he's
of a
talking
certain
about.
show that you would realize you probably don't want to be doing that. Swing!
And then I shoulder into the crate as hard as I
Dating
can.
myself.
Okay. As you shoulder, make a
I'm gonna make sure.
strength/athletics check.
Are there any ways away out of the crate from there?
A few.
Okay, I'm
But
gonna
only
guard
if you're
13.
trying.
I want to guard two of them.
Okay.
13.
We're still down in our cabin,
So
aren't we?
you position
I'll be on the
yourself.
other
We're
side.
resting. We're
Basically
taking the
going
night
to
shift.
convert
This is
the
happening
ship into
before
last
our
night.
night shift.
Gentlemen, you shoulder the side of it. You shoulder the side of it as you topple a couple of crates over. As you see movement and see a elven figure, thin female, covered in dark grubs that seems to have
Concept.
darkness wrapped around it as it seems to tear from its body. What are you casting?
Blindness.
Constitution save. Unfortunately fails, and suddenly she trips over her feet, over a couple of crates, and headbutts right into a metal corner of a more reinforced crate,
that's kinda
and
hurt.
she stops.
And just to be safe, Flynn's anger is going to go from the dead beholder to her strength.
She's not moving.
This is my specialty.
Hey,
Guards!
get guards. Pick her up.
Is she alright? She stabilized at least?
Make a medicine check.
Because I am good at this.
Yes, you
No,
are.
no.
We're working on it.
You're just good enough at this.
If you keep doing it, you'll
Not
get
20.
better.
He's very good.
I'm good at this.
Nat 20.
Apparently, yes.
In his
Thank
mind.
you, Davros, for almost dying
So-
all the time.
Looking over
Lots of practice.
this woman wrapped in heavy bits of cloth
Cheap
and
sword.
leathers
Good grip.
that are more darker tones of purples, blacks, and blues that are meant to hide in darkness and maintain obscurity.
Reminds me of Derek.
Yeah. You notice that there's a slight shift in the armor that makes it hard to perceive.
Dibs.
Let's take her
Looking
up.
over her body and seeing a slight crack of the eye line, that because her entire body is wrapped up, that she has, you definitely see the pointed ears and dark purplish black skin.
And fuzzy black over her face right. Let's take her upstairs quickly.
Okay. As long as she's not dying, we're good.
She's unconscious.
Okay.
Let's take her to the captain. We go directly to the captain.
Yeah, I don't care if it's-
We got a line going now.
Knocking loudly,
Are you there with your
yeah.
Look what we found!
Knocking loudly on the door. What?
Delivery.
Well, I had
It's
no
not DiGiorno.
Yeah, I know, and they were having a discussion. And the captain opens up the door to see that and that.
Hey, we found some stuff.
It's my birthday. Get it.
Oh, here's a silver piece then.
Oh,
Just in case, you're gonna need it.
get in.
He's having a kid.
walk on in.
He kicks. Actually, he keeps everyone inside. Gets everyone inside, and he motions you to drop her, the unconscious body on the desk
Gently.
and hands you some rope.
Tie her up.
I tie her to the table.
Yeah, all the way around and under the
It's
desk.
a
right?
desk.
But there's space under it.
I think if you just tie her, that'll be good enough. Right
As you
now.
begin to start putting it underneath the desk, he stops you. Just what the hell? Are you doing?
Don't you have shackles?
I take Flan off and put it on her, around her hands. So
Okay.
Flan can hold her.
I'll just do the legs.
It's a little overkill, but it's done.
As the legs, as the feet turn purple.
Yeah.
Not that tight.
Yeah. The captain looks it over, lifts up the body, takes down the mask to reveal more of the dark purplish black skin. Oh, it's a drow. Where's that drow on my ship?
She was hiding.
It was skulking on the upper level. I sent Fluffy after her, and then
As he looks around the body and sees various claw marks across the chest, back, and thigh.
I sent Fluffy after her, and then
What's Fluffy?
That's his puppy.
she killed it. I'll have another one tomorrow.
You're the most strange people I've ever met.
But we are efficient.
Lifts up the female, takes your sack of dwarven wine and pours it on her face, and she starts to wake up. Wakey, 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 and slaps her across the face.
I'm just gonna lean on top of her.
Are we ignoring Mr. Creepy still?
For now,
Okay.
I'm just literally leaning
but
over
he's in the
top of her.
He knows
office right
that.
now, and you're kind of still holding him.
By the back.
She
of the
wakes up and
collar.
you see the eyes and you see the mouth tense.
You killed Fluffy. As a air genocide.
As he just looks at you. Oh, that's right.
Oh, fuck.
You killed Fluffy! Why are you on this ship? And she just looks terrified for a moment as she's got caught, and then suddenly she opens her mouth, takes a tooth off, and the captain immediately tries to go for it as well. I need both of you to make a dex check for only Hazel and the captain.
If the dwarf
Really?
if the dwarf is doing strength,
Your
he's at disadvantage.
first bad one?
We're still all over
It's
top
not a
of her.
strength.
Well, my first bad one was
I
the
didn't know if breaking the tooth.
Yeah.
2 plus 7.
It's not breaking a tooth, but it was a fake tooth.
Oh, can I just like shove my hand in her mouth there?
7.
Unfortunately, you're not close enough. The captain tries to put his hand into it, and at 7, you try to get there as quickly as possible, and unfortunately, you hear it. As she starts foaming in the mouth.
Oh, then
and
I
it's
guess
toxic.
Gibson's ointment will fix that.
Okay, you take an action as she's shaking violently, and you
No. Who died? We lost too many people.
It doesn't look like it appears to be working.
Thought it cures poison.
It's a poison.
But not acid if it's acid.
Roll a medicine check.
But it does heal also
Okay,
2d8
I'm good at
plus
this.
2.
I understand that. But roll a medicine check real quick.
I'm good at this.
Roll a medicine
Sure
check.
you are.
Good. Wait, gotta roll in the tray.
I got ripped off. My ointment doesn't work.
I rolled a 7. That's 5.
Well,
Okay. It should be working.
well, that sucks.
Ointment actually cures poison.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
kids want ointment.
In that case, roll a d20. Just tell me what you roll.
Powerful poison.
Nice.
17.
17. Okay. She starts foaming up in the mouth as you continue foaming. She's shaking violently as you finish rubbing ointment in her face, and you smear in the
In the
foam
mouth.
that's coming out of her mouth. Even though you don't know what it is, and then suddenly she stops shaking as you hear,
Shit.
and you've released your hand, and you see a confused face, and then just like, and you hear a guttural voice.
I assume not Elvish.
Not Elvish.
Selden?
No, drown. Undercommon.
Yeah.
That was basically
Well,
You're welcome.
and the captain, well, ain't that nice? And just sucker punches her, knocking out her again.
Hey,
Search the body.
But she's unconscious.
searching.
Search the body.
oh, we searched the body.
Ooh, how you doing? And he just has a big smile. And there's a little bit of like a tear coming down. It's like,
Found him hiding in a barrel of radishes.
radish.
Oh, you're out.
Well, he is ratty.
What did he say?
I'm not a jokester.
Ha!
13.
Ha! 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 Ha!
Don't chastise. Don't chastise me.
I mean, to be fair, his actual
All right,
laugh sounds
who's
like that
investigating
too.
the body, if I may ask?
I did with a 13.
With a 13, the captain's going to roll himself.
I can help the
So,
captain.
16, you already rolled.
No, I was gonna say I could have helped the captain.
Okay. So you find various items as you find a various small little needle that don't really have a side. You find a dagger. You find a couple of vial of poisons. You find what looks to be a small brass tube that opens at the top, maybe, in a ring that has a. How to explain this? That has a symbol of a skull with the lower jaw unhinged, holding a pearl.
So it's gospel.
No,
Take a D4 of psychic damage, please.
no.
Worth it.
1.
It was a very
Okay, so
You have a
be
slight
laid out on the
headache.
table.
Besides her armor that you guys take off, the armor, as far as you can tell, seems to be basic armor, but her skin continues to
That's a cool
shift.
trick. That's a cool trick.
And you guys basically strip her as far as you can tell, and that's all you guys get. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's sunny. What do you want?
Underwear.
Puts a little towel over her on her special
The
part.
captain, after stripping her completely to make sure that there's no hidden stuff on her, takes a rag that he owns and places it over her. After proper getting some manacles, chaining her and taking her and place her in the corner where there's nothing to be grabbed. And at the same time, whistles to get one of the deck officers and points. Take her to the brig. Sorry, take her to the brig. And they lift her up and start dragging her off.
I'm going to follow.
Okay. They take her to the brig.
And I'm going to be sitting in front of the cell.
Wow, that's nightmarish. As he turns around, wow! I'm Mr. Creepy. How you doing?
You found Mr. Creepy.
As he's just standing there, just in his rags. How you doing? What do you need? Why? And he begins the interrogation, just for simplicity reasons and for the sake of brevity. He begins the interrogation. That's creepy as fuck. And he make an insight check as you guys are having this conversation.
I'll go flying behind the captain as he's interrogating.
Good to know.
That's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Okay, that's gonna be a 25.
25. Okay, he's just a creepy.
19%.
He's just a creepy as fuck dude. He's just a creep. He has sticky fingers. That he was just exploring the ship, and he has, as far as you can tell, he had nothing to do with this entire endeavor. But he sells. He was and him and his items were searched, and you find a number of items of questionable worth, along with forged documents.
God, you're carrying forged documents?
Wow.
That is like a crime.
Along with a strange
That's a
metal,
legal thing.
1 inch by 1 inch metal box of stone and mortar, along with a wand, a gem, and a colorful prismatic gem, and at the same time a pair of a nice fancy half mask, a bunch of basically those that go to the opera with
Masquerade mask?
masquerade mask, yeah, on a stick. Yeah, and along with
It's a
various small bits of contraband that looks like he just sells a bunch of random shit that he's picked up.
May I see the
You may not. This is contraband. This must be put into the proper Do you have identifier?
No. But I can figure out what it does. Sorcerer, not a wizard. I blow shit up. Make it go slow. Make it go blind. Make it go dark.
As far as I'm aware, I only got 3 items. As you pick up the wand, he's just
Oh, the one to silence.
No. As he does that, I drop the alter self spell and just look at him.
yeah, he immediately just
Oh. Back to his normal corpse-like.
he's definitely just creepy and into no good. As far as you can tell, he was just by himself.
So just a thief.
Well, what did you see when you were down there? I begin to intimidate.
Make an intimidation check.
And I'm still juggling 500.
And I would also like to tell the captain about the snake.
That should be it.
Oh, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
there's a snake loose that's hurt.
Oh, that was that bad.
Fine, we'll deal with it later.
27. Wow. It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, even a natural 19.
Oh my.
So he seems to like definitely acknowledge that you're scary as hell, but
What?
strangely undeterred. It's like, and he still has that half smile, just like, and shakes his head back and forth, even though has the chains on. He's like,
Does it help at all that I'm still holding him by the back of his collar?
it does help, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you haven't let go. So like,
I burn a third level spell. I burn a third level spell.
okay.
So, Captain, do you want to meet Fluffy?
Do not murder him.
Fluffy doesn't have to kill him.
Just to know your abilities. As soon as it acquires a target, it will continue to fight until the target is dead, or until it dies, or after 10 minutes.
Alright, fuck.
Want to use my pet?
This is just you instinctually knowing your abilities.
Yeah.
So if you release the hounds, you release the hounds.
I thought it would just track it down.
Unfortunately,
I mean, there's also
yes,
still
it
that
tracks
snake
it
back
down
there.
as a murder hunt.
Have you met Flam?
The Broncos better than us, yeah.
Oh,
I might know things.
then you should
If
probably tell us.
Well, that's not how it works. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, a lot of people died, so that's how it's gonna work.
I did not do that.
Who did?
If I tell you, will you let me go?
That's up to the captain. I'd just as soon let Fluffy. You saw Fluffy down there.
I saw it.
Actually, he was with me standing at the captain's door, so I'm not sure he saw Fluffy.
No.
Captain, will you let him go if he talks?
Give it some information about his expunging him of making him innocent. Forget I have to make it
Sponging.
Expunge.
If it makes him innocent in the way that we are allowed to release him, fine. However, you still have forged documents. Can I have this? And he picks up a few, it looks like manacles, it looks like a ring. He picks up a letter, reads it. You've been in my office, you asshole.
I think he's talking to the creepy guy.
He's not talking to the creepy guy yet. And the creepy guy's just like, you made the information before I tossed you from my vessel.
Let me know if you want me to hit him at all.
I might take you up on that. Make an intimidation check with advantage with the captain.
So that's a 15 minus 1 for a 14.
Wow.
I am not charismatic.
If wisdom's my dump stat, we all have a dump
Well,
stat.
it seems it's like with you and the combination of Sunny, you lifting them, and the pestering with the captain, it seems to Jocelyn, as he rolled pretty shitty. But anyway,
Sweet.
the DC was not needed to be very high, as the 27 was. I saw something. And he kind of brings us. Had a nice bag. I wanted it. I didn't get it. It just makes me cringe when I look at her. It makes me feel guilty. She comes in the bag. And I see Shadow. I see her. You're over there. I don't want that. I see another one trying to kill her. Trying to get bag. Throw on the ship. And he bites his nails a little bit. And then find me after we hide from danger, from the ink tossed by one of the drow. One of the drow.
One of?
One, yes. Other one off ship, falling.
Ah.
Yes. Other one, I think, the ink that move and eats the bars. Ate the bars, ate the locks. Allowed the monster to come out and play. I hide. I waited. You find me. The bag. Important to both parties. Person that steals, finds things, shiny things. That bag, very, very precious. To, I don't know, but yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Do you?
I think you might.
Make an insight check.
Sure.
I'm standing like right in front of the bars.
12.
So here's
Okay.
here's Derek and Eck sitting in the room going, do you think we should go and get them a little early? I bet they're really bored right now.
I alter self into a demon and look at him and tell him if he doesn't tell me the truth, I will eat his soul.
All you see is Derek in the
With
hammock with the
intimidation.
hat over his face and
Make
he's
an
snoring.
intimidation check.
Any sort of advantage from all the shit he's been through
Talking to
already?
myself, I don't-
No.
17.
Well, he did cast a spell right in front of him.
Well, intimidation.
17.
It's one thing you've noticed. Derek is a sound sleeper.
Okay.
Unless
As
he's
you-
nuts.
Your skin goes red. You grow small horns, protrusions above your head.
Black demon.
Ah, black. Okay, so you go ink black. Black horns with bright yellow eyes. And begin to speak to him.
In abyssal first.
And the captain just looks at you, and you hear a crack of his neck, just like
I wink at the
That's
guy.
creepy.
he's unsure about that.
Anyways, I tell him if he doesn't tell the captain the truth,
I
I
like
will
the
eat his soul.
former and just mouth.
Yeah, he's gonna buy that story now.
He's
That's the
shivering,
story
and
we've
he's-
had.
He's shivering and begins to shake, even though he has that just
Where
profuse big smile.
Is
It's like,
the bag.
his one lady is underneath Herb's left pocket. Second one. His first one. Don't touch. Not me, on lady.
No,
Yeah.
looking through the
Because we have
crowd.
stuff here, right?
No.
Different lady.
Other one.
Mistress.
Oh,
On deck.
Oh. I switched back.
Dragon Lady, open the case.
Dragon lady.
I switch back. See, that wasn't so hard now, was it?
I got more information.
Really?
Make me look good. About small man. He kind of bites his lips.
Uncle man. Sorry.
What do you know about the small man?
I don't know.
I would really love to hit something. I haven't gotten to hit something since I killed the beholder.
Oh god, when she hits things, they just die.
I wait till judge.
Oh, he's down on the ground.
Yeah.
We can get you there quickly.
This fucking guy.
24.
Like I said, he's fine. He's just
24.
24.
24. His eyes go wide and his smile just gets bigger. Just like,
What do you say, Captain?
the captain just looks, goes, and begins to unlock his monocles.
Canopy.
Medical set monocles.
Monocles?
Yeah.
Grab him by the back of his neck. Let's take him upstairs.
And you start to go upstairs. Where are you going?
Tell us what you know, or you go see the judge.
What's the
He's
captain
just-
want?
He's just looking at everyone. He's like,
What's the
I'll
captain
also
want?
give you a coin. Build a gold piece.
he puts his hand out.
Oh, now my brother paid you for information. If you don't give it to me, I will throw you over the side of the ship.
Let go. Let me go. Let me go. I show you.
Fair enough.
Hey, Captain.
I'm letting you do this. I'm actually quite entertained that I don't have to do my job.
Put him down. He's not getting away from us.
Yeah,
I
if
got
he does,
another-
if
He's
he
just
tries to get
looking
away,
at
you
you.
can
I just pick him up a little bit more.
He's still heavy. You don't have a lot of strength, do you?
Well, I have 12.
Make a strength check.
16.
16. You lift him up onto his tippy toes.
I run faster than you.
And I have another fluffy, so we're good.
And I let go.
And finds a go beyond
He
him.
licks his lips a little bit. Takes the coin. And starts to go out the door. Goes down the hallway.
We follow him.
And goes about half into the center of the ship, downwards a little bit, to the second to the last bottom floor, and shows two crates side by side that are lined with metal and have 3 locks each. After removing one crate,
I assume
another
Captain's
crate.
still with us.
The captain's definitely with you. The captain looks over to the green dragonborn that he has got with him, that has the information of all the crates. And they take a few moments to look at the crates. The captain looks over. These crates have no insignia. No numbers, nothing.
Well, normally I'd say throw him over the edge, but we don't know what's inside them, so that might be bad.
I'm gonna back
He
up.
also looked at
He
me.
backs up. Guards, do your guard duty.
Wants the guard.
Well, was there anything else that Mr. Creepy was gonna tell us?
The creepy is just standing there. Fish people.
Fish people?
Fish people.
Definitely stole
Fish people what?
There.
Mermaids?
Small man. Fish people. From his crates. Looked nervous.
He was once spying on us.
Oh no. Spy is now. I saw him.
What's your name again? Namri.
Never.
Yes.
Namri.
Number. Yes.
Why are you so creepy? And coming from me, that's really something. Because I look creepy. You're just creepy on the inside.
Same thing.
Oh.
I give you a hug, but I want to keep everything on my person.
I think you're okay.
People. Hard.
Can you open the locks?
He looks at the lot.
Give him another gold piece.
4.
I give him 4.
He tests his bites at each one, and you notice that
They're not
a
chocolate.
couple of teeth are missing. And Hazel, you're the closest one to him right now.
Yeah.
Make a perception check, because I know you're hovering over this guy.
Yep.
And that's all for you for a while, but he doesn't.
17 plus 6,
If
23.
You get up, you can see this moving around and joining the company if you wish.
23.
As you see a now big group just wandering downstairs as you
Hey, we found him.
Derek.
Out comes the dagger.
I've been.
He gets stuck in the doorway.
Sorry. Reaction.
Didn't you hear anything I said?
You just woke me up. What's going on?
Apparently, I've been
They just had
talking
a
to
hard
myself the entire time. Well,
Didn't you know I was sleeping?
yes, of course I knew you were sleeping. I'm a very observant person. You were sleeping, yes.
Of course.
I thought
We're on the night shift.
there's
Did
a
you
lot
sleep?
of people going through it. We should find out what's going on.
Put my dagger away and we head on. Follow. Which way did they go?
You would hear the noise and the movement all downstairs.
Yeah, we're not being quiet.
No. Especially with Metal Man.
Oh, I'm not there.
I know, but you were moving through the ship.
You'd never,
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
never understand. You'd never see anything or hear anything if it wasn't for me. Come here.
Yeah, if that's what the way you wish to think.
Gentlemen, I would say that you would join as Mr. Creed, Namir, as he goes by, is beginning to start on one of the 3.
I rolled
We
it.
found a purple elf.
23.
They're out.
There are small, strange symbols on the teeth that he has.
Do I recognize any?
What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Halfling.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But it looks like it's definitely been hand into his teeth and ground into his those other made.
Would I be able to redraw them?
For the few front ones that you saw, perhaps.
Okay. As long as I can redraw
Not
them.
great perfection, as you didn't get like he didn't do this to you. He just like you saw like symbols on his teeth.
Wait till the next time he smiles.
Hey guys, we've been having lots of fun.
He
Obviously.
as Namir gets down on his knees and brings out a couple of metal bits out of his just rags of clothing that have apparently layers upon layers and pockets. Which is random stuff that he picks up. He licks his fingers and just cleans his ears, puts them against, and begins to pick the lock using his ears.
Why are we opening the crates?
There's fish people in them.
There's fish people in there.
Are they dead?
We don't know.
Goes to the second one.
Could have used you on the interrogation. You could have had a pair of nuts in your mouth.
Just the second one.
That would have been great.
Moves the crate a little bit.
Oh, you want me to work on the other crate? Ah, okay.
And you hear a tink.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We have the captain right next to us.
Oh. I'll observe it.
Well, he's here as well.
The captain says,
Yeah.
if you're able to open these crates and find what is inside of it, do what you must.
And how about the second crate?
Okay.
So if you have the second crate, going to roll a d20 plus your dexterity
He's
plus
just
proficiency.
cracked this crate. He's cracked one.
Or
right?
thieves' tools if it's already written down there. Which
So
is
it's +8.
Yes.
What was in the first crate?
Namir was on the last one.
Oh
and
no!
Oh,
You rolled a 1?
I've got this, no problem. Oh my!
A little rusty, are you?
Derek,
It was that kind of lock. Okay.
yeah, Derek,
No problem.
You shove it in, and as the ship lunges a little bit, your whole body goes onto the picks, and you go back, and you see the picks just,
Luckily, you have more than two, I assume.
you destroy those picks.
Just the one that I was using, right?
Well, it's two
It's
of
a
them.
pair.
It's
Right.
a pair that you
Right.
use. And each set of tools have multiple pairs.
Right.
I'll say that you may be able to do one more before you're starting to lose a lot
Is
of
this
your equipment.
one of these locks? Is it one of these locks?
You're not sure because you're not picking the locks.
No.
No, is it like a padlock?
Is it a padlock?
Padlock or
Is it a padlock or is it a lock in the chest itself?
It's a lock into the chest itself.
Okay.
Is it a slot lock or is it?
It's a slot lock.
If it's yeah, you need two for a slot lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would have multiple pairs.
Yeah.
For a padlock, you don't need one.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
said we keep the track.
Okay. Well,
So yeah.
we'll
As
try it
you
again.
Unjam it, and you hear, yes. And as he rolled a one as well, tosses
Oh,
He distracted me. He distracted me. It's-
I mean,
Roll the ship. You guys broke it at the same time.
Let's see.
it. Not 2 moments go. Slams it. Waits a half second, and then twists it. And then immediately backs up.
Hey, 22 in line.
First one undone,
Back.
and it's strange. As you feel the tumbling of the lock move, you feel the shifting of it change ever so slightly as you're within it, but yet you still are able to take care of it. There are 2 more locks.
Okay.
While he's doing that,
This is a complex lock.
Open the one crate, right?
You flip it up.
Act. Strong guy.
Does anyone know to check if there's traps?
Oh, look.
Okay, make an investigation check.
No traps.
Good. There are no traps in here.
Mind you, they're side by side right now.
Was that a 1?
No.
Okay.
It was single digit.
And do you think we should wait to open all of these together?
Yeah, so everything comes
What was your lock picking?
No, it wasn't a 1.
Well,
It
you'll have
wasn't
to
a 1.
read.
No, it was a 10. So
10.
I didn't do so good on the
As
second
you're
one.
beginning to move it, and you feel the actual lock move itself, and it's very strange. The locks do not sit in place, and they're actually moving as well.
Oh, have I ever run into one of these
You
before?
have. They are notoriously hard
Uh-huh.
to pick because they actually move with the key, so that if you do not have an exact key that has an extra notch in it, like an extra notch on the side of it, on one of the notches, it will normally not unlock unless you're very skilled in it.
Okay. So does it reset back to 1, or do I continue
You
to
can
try
attempt, you
again?
can attempt again if you wish, but the DC is going to be higher as you feel the tumblings of it
Right.
change and shift.
Well, let's see what's in the first one before we make a huge effort.
So I put my hands on the chest.
As long as it's being difficult.
I'm ready to lift up the lid. I say, right, we'll open this one up, and when you see my head go down, my head go down to about here, so you can see my eyes. And I open up the chest because there's no traps.
Make a Constitution saving throw for Beck.
Fuck you, Baron.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
And
Baron.
Barian as well. Because there weren't traps. As you guys open up, and suddenly there's a bright flash of light. Like almost like a...
Should have closed my eyes.
Yeah, like a bunch of light bulbs going off at once.
14.
14?
This con, right?
Constitution, yeah.
19. Is this the next day?
No.
Shit, I'm still hurt. I'm really hurt from the last battle. I haven't healed myself.
Probably should have let the idiot
So,
get the traps.
Variant, you take 25 points.
I
of
have a
radiant
short
damage.
rest. I've got a short rest.
Radiant damage.
Yeah. You get a short
And
rest,
Ed,
you can roll.
You take
extra
half
dice.
of 25, which is going to be 12 points of radiant damage, as your skin just suddenly superheated and begins to melt away.
Wow.
Now,
As,
at a short rest, we're able to use dice to heal us, right?
Yes, but you didn't say so.
Fuck.
On that note, I'm going to use the rest of my hit dice.
Okay. As you're just watching this movie.
I'm literally standing there with my sword down, my shield over front of it, just watching.
That's good. So the whole area is lit up.
And I will use that.
Baron, you're blinded. And the rest people behind you are actually a little, as a couple people are blinded, it was like, oh my god.
Wow. In a dark area,
What'd you do?
underneath the hull of a ship.
This is not a trap. It's just a really bright light.
So what's in the crate?
After everyone has a few moments to get their eyesight back, you open up the crate, and there's a bunch of water.
Like,
How big is this?
crate
It is
holding?
a quite literally, it's about 4 feet by 3 feet.
Okay.
So it's kind of
And
small.
you just see water.
It's a trunk.
It looks like regular water.
Looks like we're in regular water.
What's in it?
You
Oh,
put your head in, and you open your eyes, and you're tipping your nose immediately hits flesh. As putting your head in it, you see a female merfolk strapped down to the very bottom of it, and the point that she cannot move. And she just has one of her eyes.
Fuck this.
His head disappeared as soon as it entered the water.
And
I didn't see it.
I raise my head back out
Yeah.
and go, this is fucked up. There's a lady strapped down in there.
Well, unstrap her.
actually, he's probably the best person to do this.
What are the straps made out of?
Well, thick leather. Well, that's very, very
Terrifying.
disconcerting. So make a dex check to not like her
oh,
as
please.
she begins to struggle as it.
Jesus.
Yeah, because you're bobbing apples with her.
Okay, I guess from her point of view, it looks like she's about to be eaten.
Yes.
I tap you on the show. Write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a merfolk, not like a female elf of the sea. Merfolk are quite literally half fish and half.
I speak in Aquan. I am freeing you.
Make a persuasion check as you were bobbing apples with her a few moments
Yes,
ago.
when she starts to freak out, I realize I can talk to her. Wait a minute. At least I think I can.
Yeah.
So I say in Aquan, I am freeing you.
Okay.
All right, but
She,
I have to
her
first.
mouth is covered,
All right.
so she can't really. And it's one of those jaws. Sorry, it's one of those muzzles that keep her mouth shut.
Okay.
They can't make.
So this is the dex check,
Nice.
which was
Decent.
which is a 12. Plus my dexterity, so it would be a 14 for the first dex check. We said, and then when I realized she's struggling,
So 14. Okay, and your dex check.
my dex check was a 14. When I
Okay.
learned she was struggling. So
there was one nick, as she did struggle at the same time, but you do eventually 1 strap, 2 straps, 3 straps,
but
10
after,
straps.
she stopped
14
struggling
straps.
after I say I'm freeing her.
Yes. After about halfway through, she realized what you're doing, and you get the last one on. She doesn't explode out. As if you've ever been in one spot and forced to stay in one spot for a very long period
God,
of
it's gonna
time,
be painful.
and she's stuffed in there. She's a big creature, and she's in a 4 foot by 3 foot thing.
Yikes.
Yeah. She's not a large creature, but she's definitely a big size creature. And she slowly just uncurls herself as you still have the second one to do.
Right.
While they're doing that, Captain.
So shall I continue to work on
Are
the
you
other one?
hurt?
I save him.
Yep. Okay. With your permission, Captain?
Maybe creepy guy could help.
Yeah, I think you guys should help you. Or not. That looks like a big roll. What's your roll?
13?
Plus 8?
13?
Oh shit.
Maybe.
As you continue, you push a little hard and tink!
I get 4 more gold out and hand it to creepy guy. 8 gold total.
Tested each one.
I look at his teeth while he does it.
Did Hazel let you know about that?
No, but he keeps biting on metal.
Make a perception check then.
I mean, 13.
13. You don't hit.
But is he breaking his teeth while he's doing it?
He's not biting that hard. He's just checking if it's gold.
Which is gold is pretty soft by itself.
Yeah.
So
Gold what?
gold is pretty soft by itself.
Yeah.
So
It's not.
it doesn't take long to. It
test.
doesn't take much to bite it.
Exactly.
Derek will just observe.
I look at another gold piece to see if it has any bite marks on it. Because it's supposed to be a copper thing.
Obviously, I don't have as much experience as you do.
He takes the one that is still lodged in there, forces the other one out with his long fingernails. Ting, 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 ting.
Maybe it's because you're not listening.
He seems to do better.
He seems to put his ear to it.
Takes the other one.
Derek's watching him, see if he's doing it anything differently than
Spits in the gears.
Well, you missed that.
Am I still blind? Am I
Can you
still blind?
since I paid you extra, can you disable the trap?
He looks around.
Oh my
Am I still
goodness.
blind?
No, you're not.
I don't have the same.
You.
Try to disable the traps. You have disabled traps.
It's not on my skill sheet.
It's not a skill.
It's not a skill. So this is what you do. If you want, you can roll an investigation check to try to find the
19.
19. Okay. You see a small, thin layer of runes at the very edge of the crate where you open up the top of it, and you believe you can figure out how to disable it. But as far as you can tell, this will have to take a dispel magic.
It's a magical trap.
So is it
It's
like a
magic-
spell when it goes
it's,
off?
It's a spell, yeah.
It's a magical spell trap. Small runes along the edge of the chest.
So-
So the minute they separate, the runes go off.
So it works like a spell.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a one-time spell thing.
All right,
As
open
far
it.
as you can tell, there's no levers or actions. Actually, with the 19, you think you know how to disable it. You notice that there's actually small little magnetic strips on each end of it. You can take out, make a thieves' tools check to try to disable it.
Okay.
I don't say you got high enough.
Those thieves tools
Does it
gotta
go
be.
off?
Whoever sold you those thieves tools, did you?
I must have a faulty thieves
So,
tool
what'd you roll?
toolkit. Critical failure.
Okay, so yeah, you know how to do this. You've done this a few times. You got your nimble fingers. You just have to.
yes,
you
I've
just
seen
have
this before.
So what you do, you get a couple
more nimble with
metal
your feet
bits,
than you are your
and you're going to
fingers.
slide it in at the same time. And for some reason, you thought it's like, okay, I'm going to open
one
it
had
real
it
quick and
already.
put it down right there, just like Indiana Jones. You ready? 1, 2, 3, and then
Well, as he does that, and I see something about to happen like he did last time, I have Flan hit it so that he disrupts what's about to happen.
Counterspell.
counter spell. Okay, make a reaction check because that's a natural 1.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what a reaction check is.
Dexterity saving.
Okay.
Dexterity check, sorry. As you go up and you see the spell about to go off, you're like, shit.
It's a 7.
7?
I thought
you begin to go out there.
counterspell was a reaction though.
It was, but it's compounded a natural 1.
And that's why I was
Because you're like,
ready to
okay,
do
on
it when
3.
he did it. That's why I was asking.
You did
for-
say. Okay, so what
Okay,
level?
do I get a dodge?
Yeah, third.
Third level?
Do I get a dodge?
Actually, roll d20.
That was her made the first one.
Add your ability modifier.
Oh, it did 25 points of radiance in it. Oh, shit.
7.
Hey!
I
Okay,
tried.
so, Derek, you see flames fly in front of you and strike the very tip of it, and you see some magical fluctuation, but suddenly the runes on the side dull a slight bit, and then flare up with more intensity with your eyes just right there.
I am.
Make a deck.
Hitting the deck.
I need Varian and
I will hit the deck.
Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, too late. Darian, you too, and Ek, you as well.
Davros, look at this.
Ek, you too. You're in.
Oh shoot, my head's underwater though. Okay.
It's a proximity.
It's not so big.
Nat 20.
21.
21. You take half and you're not blinded.
Nat
Not
20.
blinded.
Ooh.
What? Oh god, this could kill me. Fuck.
It's not going to kill you. It's just going to knock you unconscious.
What? You weren't in front of the chest. I was.
No, we all three of us were in there.
And I was hurt so bad already.
Maybe you should.
17
didn't get some
points.
sort of rest?
17 points of radiant damage.
Won't kill me.
Half if you succeed. So that's going to be 16. So that's going to be 8.
You're
No.
resting all day.
Yeah, 8. No, it's still the same night. You guys.
Took a short
Yeah.
rest.
Short rest, but I didn't say I used any hit dice. So, in fairness, yeah, I'm not taking them.
As you guys get flashed,
I'm okay.
and you hear shit as he puts another coin in his pouch.
Davros.
As you guys rub your eyes and get yourselves functional,
I am seeing on the
Okay, so
floor.
that didn't exactly work the way I planned.
you see water.
Davros.
I see nothing.
Help me, Davros. And we both.
And I'm sitting
I
on the
tell him to
floor.
stick his head in.
You stick your head in.
Is Davros here?
Yeah.
Oh, he's NPC.
He's NPC mode, yeah. He's kind of there for you to bait.
Okay. So you stick your head in, and you see red skin. You see red fish.
Oh
Red
shit!
horns.
Go shark.
As it turns its head
I'm fucking gonna get myself
with
killed again.
fiery red eyes, not anchored down.
Oh shit.
Closed box.
It rolled a 1 and an 8 on his first attack. Second attack,
Pull out.
She said.
16 plus 10, 26.
That's gonna hit.
Okay.
Wow. How did we hit this? It's just a.
You take 9 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
and you're grappled. As it just chomps down on the side of your neck.
Ow.
Can we see
As
that
a
where that right now?
red devil shark. No, because as soon as you put your head in, his head disappears from some
There's
sort
an
of
illusion at the top.
illusion magic at the top. But you do see a bit of red. You do see something attached to the ethereal nothingness to his neck, and some sort of red mouth just going past the water. And you see the water start sloshing around violently.
And my foot going boom, boom.
Can I jump up and
Okay.
punch the shark?
You pull him out, and you see quite literally a red devil shark about small size, just wiggling on his neck right now.
I do not think that should
Can
do
I
that.
punch the shark?
Go right ahead, yes.
I was saying, can I cast a spell at it?
Stunning strike?
Yeah. Well, you pulled him out.
Yeah.
So you pulled him out. Yes.
19.
19. You punch it. Roll your damage.
And it's magical now.
Jazz hands. Roll your damage.
I'm blind.
Yeah, you're blind right now. So you just hear screaming.
6 points.
6 points of damage. Natural 20. It still retains its grapple.
Can I?
You know when I
Heck, it is your turn.
Are you down?
You can attack again if you want.
Yes.
I am stomping on that third stomp on my foot. Boom, boom,
So
boom.
bonus action rage.
Modified 20.
Modify 20. Get roll damage.
Like the son of a war drum.
And I'm going to rip this thing off.
Make an
my-
athletics or acrobatics check.
7 points.
Ow.
19.
19. You take both sides of the jaw and just take its dagger-like, hundreds of dagger-like teeth out that are triple layered. As you rip it off and just toss it back as you release it, and now you have them battled right now if you wish.
And it's going back in the tank.
Swoosh! He disappears
Shape
again.
water.
Okay, shape water.
Yeah.
I would have just thrown
The
him on
water
the ground
animates.
where he
What do you want to
died from being out of the
I'm
water.
freezing it.
do? So you can do a 5 foot by 5 foot if I remember
Like, are we
correctly.
Which is
killing
more
the
than enough.
shark?
Five
Just
foot by
freezing it.
What shark?
I can do one this round and one next
Hold
round.
on, let me double check. 'Cause I
5
don't
foot cube.
think.
No, don't open that crate.
You freeze water.
He's making
like-
a shark signal.
Oh, there are no creatures in it. Okay.
That's
So I pull all the water out of it then.
There's still water in it.
Huh?
They do it again.
But for the amount of water that you released on it, there's still a full tank.
Let's have.
You hear.
Good. That worked.
We don't know if there
Did I
was
see
another
anything
mer
else
person in there with the shark.
Blood.
Redfish.
Well, blood.
You buy the redfish. Just,
As far as you're aware, no, you did not.
okay.
It looked like it was just a, hey, you open this box, if you put your head in it, you're going to get chomped. Kind of
Gotcha.
shenanigans.
All right.
19 on my con. Can I see?
19?
Can I see? 19 on my con. Can I see?
Yes, you can. You can see now. It's been after a minute. And while that is happening, as you see the small morpho, deep sea blue skin with the various fish skins along her, where her ears would be, tasseled hair of royal purple, as she and lovely green hazel eyes, as she begins just to poke her head above the water, where you just see her head. We're gonna take a small break.
We'll just wait. Good.
Cool. Cool.
Well, that was interesting.
That was enlightening.
Take one 20-second
It was enlightening that I should have used my short rest with Derek instead of standing there talking to him and giving my life story as he's snoring away.
Ouch.
It's that boring, huh? Ow. It's one of those moments where I feel like Sparks
Instead
would
of
be annoyed.
healing myself.
Sulfur cast burn.
Hey, I just healed myself too, but I didn't do it.
All right. Hey, we better close out.
Yeah, we need to take a break. I need to go empty the snake.
So,
but
hey.
thank you for bearing with us. I know this one has been just all over the place, but that's half the fun.
That was an
It's been
interesting
fucking
mystery.
great. I don't know what you're talking
Mystery.
about.
What, you don't like
It's
the
like
creepy
the-
guy?
Nope. I said it's been fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just there, and that's why he's just like, no, I'm over here. Anyway.
I'm 100% ready to kick his ass at.
I just imagine you just punching him off the ship like an annoying happy dog.
Yeet.
Oh. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching us, for those that are staying with us, and I hope you enjoyed the experience, and stay tuned for next week for you guys, for us 30 seconds. Stay tuned
30
for the
second break.
next reveal of the next piece that's going to be Devils.
That's right. And
And at
before
the same time, we are going to add it at the end every time we put a new piece. So make sure you watch the full credits, essentially. It's our credit now.
Yeah, credits.
Watch the credits. Thank you. Watch the credits because we're going to be adding every single piece on at the end so that we have a complete reveal as soon as we're done. Take care, everyone, and until next time, keep on rolling. Bye-bye.
Bye.